injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farrah doesn't flinch.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Coogan Nation. Time to rise and shine and start your day with Duval Sports Media Big Steppers. Dan Hicken.
You know it!
Jeff Proctor.
It's a big deal.
Gosh, it sure is a big deal.
And E to the T.
E.T. is in the booth.
Rise and shine, Googa. It's go time on a Monday morning, and it is a big Monday morning here in Jacksonville, FLA, as the nation's eyes turn to us for Monday Night Football. Trevor, how we feeling?
The opportunity for this team, it's just the next opportunity. It's the next game. It doesn't count for more than the other ones, but it is a big opportunity for us. It's on a big stage. Everybody's going to be watching, and I think it's a good next step for our team to take, and obviously a good opponent in the Chiefs and a big AFC game, so it's a big one for us.
Yeah, for sure. That's putting it mildly. Calm, cool, and collected for now. But the big lights come on tonight with Monday Night Football in town. We'll talk a little bit about the Monday Night Football evolution and what it meant at one time. And it's certainly been lessened by now. I saw a good point. Last year, the Chiefs played on every day but Tuesday. There was a time in NFL's history where the most promoted highlight game of the week by a mile was Monday Night Football. And, from Howard Cosell and Dandy Don Meredith and, Frank Gifford and the rest, it captured America on Monday nights. It was an era where there was no such thing as ESPN or the internet or highlights. I mean, on Sunday afternoon when you watched a football game, you just watched your football game, and every 30 minutes or so, they would put up scores of other games. I mean, the NFL machine, through this advancements in technology, has become unrecognizable to anyone who was following Monday Night Football when Monday Night Football was Monday Night Football. It's certainly very important here for a lot of reasons. Most importantly, for the Jaguars standing in the AFC. So we'll talk a lot about tonight's football game for sure. Now, the coordinators met the media on Friday. What a tough assignment for both. Anthony Campanile's aggressive system, his turnover forcing machine gets put to the test. We talked about this stat last week. Chiefs have turned it over one time. I also saw this stat that Patrick Mahomes, when facing a defense that leads the league in forced turnovers, has averaged over 300 passing yards a game, and I think is 2-1 on maybe even more on touchdowns to turnovers. So lots to focus in on and feature as we talk the big lights coming to the bold new city of the South and Monday Night Football tonight. But the Chiefs offense certainly tests you. They got one of the best quarterbacks in the history of the league. And really, look, the part that's going to be so important tonight is this Jaguars offense getting going against Kansas City's defense, because that is for real. They have a coordinator, Steve Spagnuolo, who's won multiple Super Bowls as the defensive coordinator, and they'll be ready for tonight. This AFC is suddenly looking wacky, doesn't it? And with the Jaguars playing tonight, still in preview mode, we'll get to talk a lot more NFL than we typically do on a Sunday. We'll also talk college ball as we move through this morning. So it was, 3 steps forward, 2 steps back now for Florida State, who suddenly finds themselves in an 0-2 hole in the ACC after losing at home to Miami on Saturday night. And the Canes, meanwhile, are for real. They just blistered through the state of Florida, USF, and now FSU. I would suspect when the rankings come out, they'll be up to number 2, and certainly on track in an ACC that is underwhelming. They look by a mile like the best team in the conference, and so the remainder of the season for Miami is going to be about positioning, and they very might be the number 1 seed by the time we get there. I don't know. We'll see how it plays out. Ohio State yet to lose as the defending national champion. Number 1 right now in the polls. I would assume that Miami jumps up to number 2. Man, I saw a playoff. It's not really a prediction, but Heather Dinich at ESPN will run every week if the playoff committee chose today. And then she'll list off the 12 teams whose resumes she thinks lines up with what the committee looks like, what the committee looks at, rather. 7 of the 12 from the SEC. 7. The top of my head, it was Texas A&M. It was Georgia. It was Oklahoma. It was Ole Miss. It was Alabama. It was Tennessee, and it was teams play each other. A lot of cross-pollination to be had here in this college football schedule down the stretch. So a lot of those teams are going to take care of each other. But that seems like an awfully high number based on what we've seen so far this college football season. And I think the bigger point is how wide open it could be for any other Power 4 team that gets hot and makes a run. You know, there is no scenario where you're going to have 6, 7 teams from one conference, in this case, the SEC. Meanwhile, college football history has been made. That didn't take long. So the AP poll, when it came out, had, I believe, Penn State and Texas number 1 and number 2. It was horns down in Gainesville on Saturday afternoon, evening.
I'll get to the Florida side of it with a Gator growl when we come back. Please don't get it twisted. What we saw Saturday, don't even start with this kick down the can nonsense. But anyway, more on that in a Gator growl. As for Texas, who lost to 1-3 unranked Florida, coming to town as a top 10 team. Apparently, Billy Napier needs a couple things. He needs a bye week and needs to face a top 10 team while being unranked himself. And boy, that seems like
going to happen a lot in his soon-to-be shortish tenure in Gainesville. But, you know, it's more about Texas proving what they're not. Yeah, they're cooked. And we said it going in. Texas loses that game, they're not going to be a playoff team. Those 7 teams I rattled off, by the way, did not include Texas, obviously, who I believe plays Oklahoma next in the Red River rivalry. Texas didn't look anything at all like a top 10 team. Credit Florida, I suppose, especially the defense, for making them look that way. But it was at least, you know, hold off the pitchforks and the torches as long as you can at Billy Napier, and you do get at least a reprieve of happiness as Florida pulls another top 10 upset in the swamp, or is that Ben Hill Griffin Stadium? Billy Napier, and pick up their second win of the season. Doesn't get any segment. As we preview the Jags today, we'll have the Monday morning running back, Fred Taylor, will join us, as always, on the hotline here. And Josh Scobie going to stop by and visit. Scobes has a charity golf tournament that he runs. So we'll talk a little bit about that, but as much about what Monday Night Football means to this town, means to him as a former Jaguar, and what he's looking forward tonight in this game against the Chiefs. So we'll certainly get you jagged up for Monday Night Football tonight. Our game day coverage on 1010XL started right here at 6:03 sharp, and it will go through the 5th quarter tonight when Monday Night Football is put to bed. Maybe I'll brush shoulders with the 5th quarter boys when I'm coming in tomorrow morning. It's going to be a long day of Jaguars football. Man, I don't know where y'all are. RJ, good morning, in for ET, who jet set it out to Cliff Avrill's celebration yesterday in Seattle, where he was put in the Ring of Honor or named one of the top X amount of players in Seahawks history. So ET out there with fam. He's taking the red eye back. He'll be here for today and tonight's coverage. Sitting ably in the booth this morning. How we doing, friend?
Good. How are you?
Yeah, good. I'm ready to go. I'm raring to go. I typically, as a fan, now would you say you're more NBA fan than anything? Are the Lakers your number 1 team?
Absolutely.
Okay. So this doesn't happen so much in basketball. But in football, the schedules can start as early as noon and run through a kickoff time as late as 10:30 in college football. And in the NFL football, if you're a primetime game, you're not going to put toe to leather till 8:15, 8:30, 9 o'clock in some cases. Man, I don't like the late. I love the late night games for the exposure. I'm ready to play the game though, man. Like, as a college football fan, and I'm probably in a minority, I'd much rather play the noon game than the 7:30 primetime game. But I can't stand sitting here and waiting all day. But that's what we will do. We will wait for the Jaguars' first foray into primetime with this new generation. And what an opportunity that the Jaguars will have. But yeah, I do whatever I can to make the time pass. The slowest hour in the world is the 15 minutes you're waiting on for your game to start. I'll just put it that way. All right, we're up and rolling here on a Monday morning. As always, our Mondays are brought to you by Next Gen Roofing. That's who you need to team up with. The Jaguars continue to raise the roof, and we're here for it with a Next Gen Roofing Monday. So let's take our first time out. Going to come back with a Gator growl. Also, news and notes, and then there were none in the NFL. So more on that as well. We're in New Digs this morning. And man, we're all excited. It just happens to culminate with a really exciting day of Jaguars football. But some news surrounding. So, all right, thanks for being up and at 'em with us. It's going to be a long day. I sure hope we got a raucous, loud crowd tonight at the stadium. It would do so much good for the Jaguars. It's been my experience in the primetime games, you might not get quite the influx of the visitors that you do, on a Sunday afternoon game, or you can arrange a weekend, around making a road trip, and especially if you live here in the state. I mean, what happens a lot of times, the Jaguars host, you name the team. Well, fans of that team, lifelong fans of that team that live in, Orlando or Tampa or Daytona or here in town or anywhere else, it's their opportunity to get to a game. When we go to a stadium and we see a horde of the visiting fans, and by the way, that's happening all over the league. That's not a Jacksonville thing anymore. But when it's that, those within the 2, 3, 4 hour buffer can make it to a game on. I don't know if that commitment exists when you're talking about a Monday night game, right? If you live in Orlando and you're a Chiefs fan, you are much more likely to be here on a Sunday afternoon, I would think, than a Monday night. But we'll find out. The biggest thing here, let's see a lot of teal, a lot of black, and let's get a lot to be happy about. Monday Night Football in town. We take our first timeout. Back with the Gator Ground, some NFL talk, and much more. Thanks for being up and at 'em with us. We're going to carry you through midnight. You're listening to The Drill on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
We send our best agent in the field.
I want you to find GoldenEye, find who took it, what they plan to do with it, and stop it.
Hayes Carline takes you behind enemy lines.
Man, he's like a super spy.
Activated by Pella Windows and Doors on 1010XL.
Daly's Dash is not only your Jaguars game day stop, but a great place to grab a meal any day of the week. To honor the Jags and the fans, we've crafted the Duval Sub. The Duval comes with freshly sliced turkey, ham, melted cheddar, and habanero jack cheese, topped with crisp lettuce, fresh tomatoes, and a double portion of our secret sauce, all served on a fresh roll. Come by your local's Daly's Dash today to get your delicious Duval Sub. Daly's is the official convenience store sponsor of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Hey Jacksonville, it's Dan Hicken with a game changer. I've tested the field, and Checkmate Coatings is my new go-to for durable, jaw-dropping floor coatings. Better play, better results.
I'm Brendan from Checkmate Coatings. Our precision coatings make your floors any space.
CheckmateCoatings.com. Checkmate Coatings, your floor's missing piece.
Checkmate Coatings, your floor's missing piece.
Get and Captain Kirk Waltz, the Nimnik.
So why should you? Protect your home and your wallet with Universal Roof and Contracting. Save up to 20% on roof replacement.
Save yourself from those big city dealers and their fast-talking Tactics. No matter what your automotive need is, we've got you covered. Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and nobody beats our prices. And I mean nobody. Shazam! Plus our exclusive 15-year, 150,000-mile warranty included on every qualified vehicle. And we'll trade anything from AirPods to fishing rods. Compare our prices online at ShazamAuto.com. Then come see me, Dale Murray. I'll be waiting for you. Shazam!
Ticket here for Action Garage Door. Nothing more frustrating than your garage door misfiring. When it does, I call Action Garage Door. They take action. Jeff Menard and crew, Jacksonville folks, not some big out-of-town chain. Something goes wrong with your garage door, take action. Check them out, Garage Door 911, GarageDoor911.com.
This is Josh Woolsey with Woolsey Morecambe. When deciding what lawyer to trust with your car accident or injury case, the most reliable way is reviews and results. You want to be treated well, and you want a great result. Woolsey Morecambe's reviews speak for themselves, and I challenge any firm to compare results. We offer the resources of a large law firm and the customer service of a boutique practice. If you want to be treated right and want great results, call Woolsey Morecambe at 1-800-WOOLSEY and take the fear out of the fight. Offices, Jacksonville.
Here's hoping for a Raise the Roof football season. And here's knowing Next Gen Roofing is up for any job. Game day or storm season, you need a team you can trust. And you know what? You don't need a glitzy roofing company. No shortcuts, no gimmicks, no nonsense. Solid roofs at competitive prices and a commitment to the First Coast community. Right now, save up to $300 on your next roof replacement. When you need a roof, you need Next Gen Roofing. Team with you, it's a win every time.
Bueller, stay cooler with Bueller.
Hey, pal, you look troubled. Is something bugging you?
This friendship isn't all upside for me, Jason. People keep asking me stuff about you.
They ask you about me?
Is it really cooler with Bueller, they ask? So I say, totally. And they say, how do you mean that? And I say, he fixes air conditioners, which literally makes somebody cool. But he also has cool sunglasses and cool people and a cool family.
And I try to make working at Bueller Air and Plumbing a really cool experience for our technicians and plumbers. We treat our people like gold, and they treat our homeowners the exact same way.
Great. Well, now there's another cool thing I've got to remember. This is a lot of responsibility, Jason.
Life can get hectic sometimes. If you don't take a moment to slow down and appreciate all the cool parts, you could miss it.
Do people ask you about me at all?
Weirdly, they do.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Now, slow your roll. It's time for Jeff's Gator Growl. Brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Well, 29-21, the final in Gainesville as Billy Napier's Gators finally get it done. Man, there's something about a bye week. The guy and his team certainly seem to play their best football coming after a week off. You don't have that benefit, Billy and the boys. 90% of the schedule, you only get a couple. So here's hoping for Florida's sake that the things that got right Saturday evening in the Swamp can stay right for a schedule that is not going to let up. They got to go to Texas A&M. They're going to have Mississippi State at home. The Georgia clash in Jacksonville. Still have to play at Ole Miss. Still have to host Florida State. Still have to host Tennessee. So it's a nice win. You can't help, though, as Gator fan, just to get stuck into, and I try not to. And as the game went on for the 60 minutes, I enjoyed it, and I rooted for what needed to be rooted for the right outcome to happen. But at the end of the day, you don't get the payoff in the second. Fourth straight year under Billy Napier. So let's don't kick the can down the road here with, oh, wow, if this, if that. Barring one scenario, and only one, which checks notes, would be impossible. And that would be the scenario of Billy Napier and the Gators winning out. Going on the road and beating Texas A&M. Beating Mississippi State at home. Taking down the Dogs in Jacksonville. Beating Kentucky at home. Beating Tennessee at home. Winning at Ole Miss and beating Florida State to end the season. Yeah, that is the only path to any consideration, and even then, you might want to really think about it. So, save your job or the season. That mentality needed to start week 1. And, buddy, the grace that was taken and the expectations that were just put into the given column based on how they finished in hindsight, a real false mirage. Football in this league against that schedule that you better be ready to play week 1. And Billy Napier, for the 4th straight year, didn't have them ready. And a comedy of errors and mistakes and home upsets. So, yeah, look, I take the win for what it is, a team that can now get back to maybe even some bowl respectability. I'm shocked at what happened Saturday. I know that it was kind of became the trendy pick, not just here but around. Yeah, watch out for Florida Tech. I don't know what everyone saw that I didn't, because I didn't see anything out of this Gator football team the first 4 weeks that made me think they would pull an upset of a top 10 team at home. And maybe it's Texas isn't a top 10 team. That offensive line looked terrible. The Gator defense stepped up, harassed, and sacked Arch Manning 6 times. DJ Lagway had his best game by a mile. So all that talk last week about there's a spark in his eyes, and he's at his best week of practice, able to practice more. Well, in this case, it turns true. DJ Lagway had his best game of the year as well. Billy had some decisions late in the game, made you wonder if he was trying to lose his job, but nonetheless, it pays off with a victory for the Gators, who after beating Texas at home now go on the road at Texas A&M 2-3, and that's your Gator growl. At least we're growling off of a very impressive victory. Texas and Penn State, who started the season 1 and 2, are out of the top 25. All right, we're going to get back to we get to some NFL football from yesterday. But first, I'll mention the Major League Baseball playoffs. It's pronounced Fried. Braves fans know that. Max Fried, F-R-I-E-D. Pronounce it fried because burnt to a crisp was Max Fried and the Yankees yesterday in Toronto. Fried, who pitched some marvelously good, stressful postseason innings and games for the Braves. Now, he had his share of troubles. A lot of pitchers do. It's hard to get guys out in the postseason. You're facing the best teams and the best batters. But the Yankees sure hoped that Fried would be their stopper, get him a win in Toronto, and avoid going home 0-2, and it just didn't happen. The stat line on Max Fried yesterday, 4 innings, 8 hits, 7 runs, all earned. Blue Jays blow the doors off the Yankees. They beat them. I think the final ended up being 13-7. And so it's a 2-0 Toronto, and it's going to take a heck of a comeback for the Yankees to win this series. Best 3 out of 5 in the divisional round. National League took the day off yesterday after Saturday saw the Dodgers go into Philly and come from behind and win. That is going to cost the Phillies. Again, Dodgers versus the field. Give me the Dodgers all day long. They fell behind Philly 3-0, and Shohei got hit. Shohei went 0 for 4 at the plate, and he got banged around a little bit on the mound, but the Dodgers, they just come at you in waves. Remember I told y'all last week, the thing about the Dodgers, RJ can appreciate this from being out there. They've got those stars and the MVPs. They certainly do, Ohtani and Freeman and Betts. But the thing about the Dodgers, there's always that second, third guy, sixth, seventh guy, eighth guy who has a big game. They've been doing it forever, so it's not always Ohtani that's going to beat you. Kiki Hernandez will. Or Pages.
Or Teoscar.
Well, Teoscar has almost lifted himself to that star status, but for sure, Teoscar Hernandez, who has had a terrific series, had a terrific year for the Dodgers. So it's darn near unfair that they have this tremendous nucleus of literal MVP level talent, that they do such a good job of just splashing in guys who are just ultra productive. I'll remind you, last year with all those stars, it was Tommy Edman who was the MVP of the NLCS. So they get great help, especially in the postseason, from their support staff. And what had been the real bugaboo for the Dodgers this year, the bullpen, held the Phillies and that lineup at bay after Shohei got knocked around a little bit. So that game 1 goes there. The Brewers blew out the Cubs. Also yesterday, Game 2, Seahawks Shazam. The Mariners Shazam get a home playoff win. Why is that big? And I won't say they tried to lose. They blew a lead late. The Tigers down 2-0, scored and tied it in the 8th. But the Mariners ended up getting a game-winning double from Julio Rodriguez. And the Mariners win a home playoff game. You ready for this? First time since 2001. Ooh, they've won playoff games since then. Haven't won a home playoff game since 2001. That series now tied at 1. They got Scooble last night. That's a big win for Seattle. They lost game 1, and Detroit could have put a nail in them. And Seattle's ability to come off, the mat and win that game 2 against one of baseball's best pitchers has them now with life going back to Detroit. So National League games start again tonight. So good luck with that, Jag fan, as we hunker down for Jaguars Chiefs. Okay, and then there were none. Sunday Night Football last night. Here comes Mike Vrabel and the Patriots. All of those ceilings that they referenced and talked about with Vrabel are starting to look rational. Drake May, I thought, was really good last night. Made a couple really good throws under pressure. And the Patriots, who built who took a lead early, they saw Buffalo in the third quarter take the lead back. Immediate answer as the Patriots drive down, get a touchdown, and ultimately go on to beat the Bills last night at home. Home being the Bills' home. Final there was 23-20. So the Bills, the last of the AFC's unbeatens, go down. Meanwhile, earlier in the NFC, after jumping out to a 17-3 lead over the Broncos, a lead they held into the fourth quarter, the Eagles saw Denver charge back, and so the Broncos beat Philly yesterday afternoon in Philly. So with a home loss, the Eagles join the Bills as no longer undefeated, and we're a whopping 5 games in, and nobody is without a loss. Slight sidebar. That means if the Jags won tonight, they improved to 4-1, and they're as good as anybody in football, at least as far as the records go. Tremendous opportunity tonight. Man, it will be, look, we're building steps here back to relevance and hopefully dominance. And they've taken steps already. The AFC South, by the way, looks a lot better than we had surmised after beating Houston here in Jacksonville. We've watched the Texans respond with a shutout win over the Titans, and then they went on the road yesterday and beat the holy stuffing out of the Baltimore Ravens. So the Texans are back to 2-3. Colts are showing no signs of slowing down. They blew out the Raiders yesterday. Oh, Geno Smith has been rough. So the Colts win yesterday. They improved to 4-1. The Titans even got a win with a hellacious comeback at Arizona yesterday. Man, you want to talk about giving a game away. And we saw it again. I'm going to document it in a football fix. Do guys not know what a touchdown is? And when you can begin your touchdown celebration? Apparently not. I mean, a week after wondering in amazement how it happens, it's happened again. More on that coming up in a football fix just a little bit later as we go through more detail in yesterday's Sunday in the NFL. Had a chance to really kind of sit back and watch more NFL football than I normally do. You're usually engaged in the Jaguars, either watching them, undisturbed, or being down at the stadium and having a Monday night game, allowed to kind of just soak it all in. And man, I'll tell you what, the winners and losers yesterday, and I'm assuming this happens a lot of Sundays in the NFL, man, the razor thin margin. The having a penalty when you hit a play that was going to put the game away. The celebrating before you get to the end zone. The penalty that's called or not called. It played out in stop after stop after stop where the games were still competitive. We also had a lot of blowouts yesterday. Again, the Texans 44-10 over Baltimore. Cowboys pretty much blew out the Jets. Colts blew out the Las Vegas Raiders. But we'll get a little bit more details on some really outstanding performances from the weekend when we offer up a football fix coming up in just a little bit. I'm going to come back, though, and we're going to go inside the coordinators' heads for Monday Night Football. The Jaguars' test this weekend, tonight, is the toughest they face, and it's not close. With all due respect to the Niners, whose only losses to Jacksonville, with all due respect to the Texans, who came to town 0-2, the Chiefs are the bell cow, man. They're the gold standard. And it's not all Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes. That's certainly the tag team tandem that is most responsible to these Chiefs' glory years. But the way those attacks, offensive and defensively, are designed, make it a real tough chess match for the opposition. And so here that means Udinski and Campanile, offensive and defensive coordinators, best bring their A game tonight as well. Of course, we also recognize Liam Cohen, the play caller here in Jacksonville. All right, we're up and at. I'm going to come back on the other side, let you hear from more on the Jaguars' perspective as they batten down for Monday Night Football in town tonight against the Chiefs. It's a Next-Gen Roofing Monday on 1010 XL.
The Drill at the DivorceMenOnly.com studios. The bank opens for business and America watches when the Monday night lights turn teal. It's pride, power, and primetime swagger. Feel the Duval energy. Jaguars, Chiefs, tonight at the bank. It's Monday Night Football on 1010 XL.
Growing up in Jacksonville, I always associated Beards with an elevated experience, something that isn't your big box store.
Dr. Aryan Afshari talking about his experience at Beards Diamonds.
Every single time I've walked into Beards, I have felt confident. I have felt like I've been guided down the right path. I feel like no one is there to take my money and that they all have my best interest in mind.
When Dr. Afshari went into Beards Diamonds for his engagement ring, he was blown away by the selection.
We walked into Beards, they showed us a massive array of diamonds, of bands.
But they helped him narrow it down and even offered to customize a designer setting for a one-of-a-kind ring.
I showed them some inspirations and they really kind of knocked it out of the park. I think Megan still has the best ring out of all her friends.
Beards Diamonds. Unbeatable selection, direct importer prices, designer rings, no commission salespeople, and local owners.
I wanted something meaningful, and that's what I found at Beards.
Get the value and luxury experience you deserve. Beards Diamonds at the St. John's Town Center.
Hey, First Coast, it's your boy Leon Searcy, your lemon pepper guy. Back and better than ever for Wingstop. You know I can't resist those crispy, flavorful wings that make your taste buds dance. Wingstop just opened a hot new spot on Jeremiah Street in Middleborough. There's 17 locations, now serving up the most mouth-watering wings in town. And my all-time favorite, lemon pepper. Try their new quick and easy ordering on the app and swing by today for fresh, hot wings made for you. Only at Wingstop.
Remodeling company. With over 25 years of trusted experience, Heritage of North Florida has built a reputation for quality, reliability, and craftsmanship. Whether you need a new roof or updating your kitchen or bathroom, trust the pros at Heritage of North Florida to create the perfect place to call home. Mention Jaguars to get $1,500 off your next roof or kitchen remodel when you go to heritagenfl.com. Go Jags.
With Lee and Kate's Glass, you're gonna see a big difference.
Hey folks, it's Frank Frangie for Lee and Kate's Glass. They say you're going to see a big difference, but what does that really mean? It means a live local person on the phone, a smooth, easy process, skilled craftsmen, and excellent customer service all around, with your satisfaction absolutely guaranteed. Visit LeeandKatesGlass.com.
With Lee and Kate's Glass, you're gonna see a big difference.
Hey Jacksonville, it's Dr. Kevin Kaplan, team physician for the Jaguars and proud member of Jacksonville's newest orthopedic dream team. At Orthopedic Specialists of Jacksonville, we brought together 10 board-certified fellowship-trained surgeons, each one a specialist in their field, all working together to deliver smarter, faster care with better results. From sports injuries to joint replacements, we've got the right player for every position. Visit osjax.com and meet your team. That's OSJAX.
I used to dread going to the dentist. Every visit felt like a sales pitch with constant upselling, surprise fees on my bill, and I could never get in when I needed to. But Harbor Dental Care? Totally different. They saw me the next day, gave me honest pricing up front, and even set me up with a payment plan I could actually afford. No pressure, no surprise charges, just kind people who get it. If you want to experience dentistry the way it should be, book your appointment today at harbordental.care. That's HARBOUR dental.care.
Mike Dempsey for Apex Roofing and Contracting of Jacksonville Beach. If your roof's got any damage, if it leaks, if it's just old and ugly, call my friends at Apex Roofing. But Mike, roofs are so expensive. It's true, quality roofing is not cheap, but Apex Roofing has up to 100% financing available, so you don't have to compromise quality for budget. Apex Roofing, no shortcuts, no stress, just quality work with financing available. Reach for the peak with Apex Roofing and Contracting in Jacksonville Beach. ApexRoofingFL.com.
Hey Jacksonville, Lauren Brooks here for Big Chief Tire. Right now, you can get 6-month financing through the CFNA credit card and $50 off your first purchase when you sign up. It's a smart way to handle big vehicle needs like new tires, brakes, or repairs without the upfront cost. With no interest for 6 months, there's never been a better time to schedule. Visit WeKeepJacksRollin.com or call 904-932-0950 today. Big Chief Tire keeps Jacks rolling.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
All right, back here in our new digs. This place is going to be fantastic. We're kind of like the stadium of the future here, RJ, right? We've opened the grand staircase. We're kind of getting things up and rolling. So if you're watching on YouTube, sure, we'll get the studio lighting and the sporty kind of dim look here as we move along. Today, you only get our honest, forthright opinions as the Jags get set to host the Chiefs Monday Night Football tonight on the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures. The boys are fired up. I can feel it coming in the air tonight, boys. Time to shock the nation. More from the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures this morning. Monday Night Football, also a full moon tonight. Duval going to be wild. Let's go. I'm with you on that. Such an exciting night. And, boy, it'll start in the afternoon. Hopefully the rain stays off. I don't need any of that rain. I don't need any, whether it's tactical, helps, hurts. Let's just play a good, exciting game of football tonight and come out with a win. Here's what I want. I want to see at midnight when the Monday Night Crew and Scott Van Pelt is inviting the star of the game from the winner's side to join him there on the. I want to see all that tonight. I want to see Trevor Lawrence up there in his cut off Under Armour after throwing for 280 to lead a win tonight. Those are the things that we would love to see. Now, all that being said, I'll take a win anyway and get it. Beat them 3-2, and let's get to 4-1. Of course, it's not going to happen that way. We got somebody on text that already got the ribs on for tonight.
Well, let me ask you this, Jeff. Is tonight's game a must-win?
No. Gosh, no. They already took care. They've given themselves all kinds of leeway, man. When the season started and you were facing this initial stretch of 5 games at Cincy, at San Francisco, Houston at home, Kansas City at home, yeah, I think 3-2 would have been more than acceptable if you were forecasting a double-digit win season for the Jaguars. Now, it doesn't lessen the importance of winning tonight, but this would be more of an emphatic boost to your hopes than if you lost, you would be dead in the water. So much football yet to be played. So I couldn't in any context frame it as must win, but I do think it is, when you're starting something new with still a lot of the holdover being old, right? This roster, which was turned over 60% or whatnot, it still has a lot of important pieces that have been here all along. You're looking for that signature win, and your signature win in the NFL only lasts as long as the next one. And going and winning at San Francisco, particularly after watching the Niners turn around and beat the Rams on a short week, Maybe we should consider that a signature win, but man, nothing is signature. It just feels like it's all built to this. It is certainly going to be a measuring stick of way more importance than we've seen to this point, because the Chiefs will take this serious now. This isn't a throwaway 1 o'clock, middle of the fall afternoon where maybe you catch them not at their best. The Chiefs will play their best football tonight. How do they measure against it? The opportunity for where this can springboard them makes it a way more important win than a normal one, but yet I wouldn't put it in the, must-win category. Meanwhile, Anthony Campanile's defense is going to try and slow down that Chargers attack, and it all starts with number 15.
He has every attribute, is top tier. So he can put a ton of strain on you. Obviously everybody has to do a great job plastering down the field because he's just kind of kept so many plays alive in his career and been able, like you said, to get the ball down the field. But, not only that, he really does a great job of throwing on time. The rhythm pass game is as good as there is in the league, too. So he's just, you can't say enough good things about him because he really is an incredible player.
If there were a coordinator of the month, my vote would go to Anthony Campanile. In fact, he should get all 32. The turnaround of this defense through these first 4 games has been beyond remarkable, and the headline has been the turnovers, which means something's got to give tonight. Jaguars lead the league. They forced 13. They're +9. Meanwhile, Kansas City, 2-2 coming to town, have turned it over a whopping 1 time this year.
I credit the players and the coaches with that because it's something that the players take very seriously, and even just culturally in the room, that's something that they want to be about, and they put a lot of emphasis and effort into that every day. I talked about that when I first got here, that we want every drill to end with a tackle or a takeaway, or else by definition we don't feel like there's a finish to the drill. It's not a good enough drill. So they've spent a lot of time emphasizing entry level on the tackles, finishing on the tackles, leg drive, same foot, same shoulder mechanics, all that stuff. And then when we're not doing that, there should be a violent finish to the play, whether that's ball in the air as a defensive back or back 7 guy competing in the pass game or attacking the ball at the end of a run or catch. Yeah, that's something I would credit the players wholeheartedly with that.
Yeah, they have been in attack mode. The old peanut punch, they call it, after Charles Peanut Tillman with the Bears started doing that years ago. They have just about mastered. They have had some seriously good finishes to tackles that have led to some of these turnovers. Look, Gardeck said it best last week. Football's a language spoken in violence. That is taking root with a defense who is enjoying this role of being punishers. Punishing in their physical play, punishing in their attempt to dominate lines of scrimmage, and more importantly, after a while, man, it's not just some fluky stat. The opponents know that it's coming. The train's coming. I'm going to catch this ball. Be wary. These jokers are about to light me up. I'm running down the field. Let me hold this extra tight. And those things matter. Even if you don't get the turnover, it causes any delay is an advantage. And so a guy gets loose if he's just, carefree, not thinking about those turnovers the Jaguars collect. He might sprint free. You take just a little bit of extra to corral that football. And boy, the Jaguars and what they've done defensively with the turnovers going to be put to the test against the Chiefs team that has not turned it over. On the offensive side of the ball, I know we're all just dying for a Travis Hunter breakout, aren't we? You watch Emeka Egbuka, man, for the Bucks. The dude's got 400 yards receiving, 5 touchdown catches. He's getting open left and right. So, part of what we've seen from Hunter, I just don't think we know how good he's playing from like a grading standpoint. He's not made many splash plays, but he's been more than capable in coverage. And when given opportunity, has made plays in the passing game. I guess we still kind of maintain week to week just how much are we going to see the guy on either side of the ball. And from an offensive standpoint, you drafted him number 2 to give you instant impact, splash play results. So what is the expectation for tonight in Travis Hunter?
There's absolutely a push and pull of saying what's too much, what's enough, because we want to try to maximize and at the same time optimize his time on the field. We know there's a lot being asked of him mentally and physically with offense, defense. So we want to try to keep things as efficient as possible while still capitalizing on those talents. You see it on that third down, and you see it in different situations when he gets catch and run. So we're always exploring what's the best way we can find, what's the best way we can get him on the field and let him go play fast, go play free without detracting from all the other things he has to do.
All right, every game, every angle of pregame preview we've got for you here this morning and all day long on 1010XL as Monday Night Football comes to town. It's the Jaguars and it's the Chiefs. We got the Monday morning running back with Fred Taylor. He'll offer his insight. Former Jaguar great Josh Scobie going to stop by in studio with us in the 9 o'clock hour. And then it'll continue all day long. We are as excited as you are. Jaguars and Monday Night Football on a next-gen roofing Monday right here on 1010XL. We got a football fix when we return.
The Drill. From the DivorceMenOnly.com studios.
This is your VSIN Action Update, brought to you by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning. When you're stuck, call the Duck. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Kansas City Chiefs in town to meet the Jacksonville Jaguars at Everbank Stadium on Monday Night Football. The Chiefs are the 3.5-point favorite, 45.5 the total. The Chiefs have won 8 straight over the Jags. Kansas City minus 185 on the money line to win the game outright. Brett Whitefield, VSiN contributor, likes Travis Etienne Jr. to go over 62.5 rushing yards. Pro bettor Chris Sanook likes the Jaguars at +3 or +3.5. And VSiN Zach Cohen also likes the Jaguars at +3.5. VSIN.com/picks. Cash back for every bet with a GBank signature Visa card. VSiN.com/GBank. With your action update, Mike Sennett, 1010XL.
Jacksonville is game time, and just like the Jaguars fight for every yard on the field, Duck Duck Rooter fights for every customer at home. From plumbing repairs to septic pump outs to keeping your AC cool all season long, we've got the winning playbook. Duck Duck Rooter is a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars and delivers championship service every time. When plumbing, septic, or AC problems put you on defense, don't fumble the call. Dial 904-862-6769 or visit DuckDuckRooter.com. Duck Duck Rooter, when you're stuck, call the Duck.
Daly's Dash is not only your Jaguars game day stop, but a great place to grab a meal any day of the week. To honor the Jags and the fans, we've crafted the Duval Sub. The Duval comes with freshly sliced turkey, ham, melted cheddar, and habanero jack cheese, topped with crisp lettuce, fresh tomatoes, and a double portion of our secret sauce, all served on a fresh roll. Come by your local's Daly's Dash today to get your delicious Duval Sub. Daly's is the official convenience store sponsor of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Post-game Monday on 1010XL is served by Tandy Foods, making quality fresh sandwiches since 1956.
Lucas Tree Service is a certified arborist and a local family-owned business with over 45 years of experience. They specialize in tree removal, trimming, and stump grinding for both residential and commercial properties. Get prepared for storm season and receive top-notch customer service from Lucas Tree Service, 904-241-3533. Online at lucastreeservice.com.
Legends of the Billy Joel Band, the Lords of 52nd Street, performing the hits you know and love from Billy Joel.
Got a call from an old friend, we used to be real close.
October 16th at Florida Theater, featuring Liberty DeVito, Russell Chavers, and Richie Cannata. Get tickets now at floridatheater.com.
Say goodbye to Hollywood.
The Lords of 52nd Street.
Say goodbye, my baby.
Get your tickets at floridatheater.com.
DivorceMenOnly.com. This is Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Our firm specializes in representing men in family law. That's all we do. That's our only focus. We can help with all of your family law needs, such as divorce, custody, alimony, and child support. For over a decade, we have helped thousands of men with these types of issues. We even have an appellate division ready to challenge a judge's ruling. If you need a family law attorney, go to DivorceMenOnly.com. DivorceMenOnly.com. Offices, Jacksonville.
Welcome to the bundle event. Entering now our undisputed tag team champions, the mid-size SUV and the mid-century modern. Together with a State Farm agent, this auto and home duo are a powerful force of savings, service, and customizable coverage.
Now, let's get ready to bundle.
Call State Farm agent Jason Judy in Jacksonville at 904-416-1732.
Availability and amount of discounts and savings vary by state.
Looking for a great place to enjoy some craft creations and soak up some scenery? Fernandina's Mocama Beer Company is a must-see and must-try. Nassau County knows it. Visitors need to find out about it. Mocama means near the big water where the sun is born. And if you visit their tap room in Fernandina Beach, you'll see how they've mastered equal parts precision and art in creating great flavors from IPAs to Pilsners, lagers, and sours, plus plenty more. Mocama.com, Mocama Beer Company. Start an adventure and find them in Fernandina.
Ladies and gentlemen, boaters and landlubbers, friends, four-legged and two, this is Lisa the Botanista with a huge announcement. Freedom Boat Club is opening a brand new 4th location. That's right, Freedom Boat Club St. Augustine Shipyard is now open. Now members can enjoy unlimited access at Julington Creek, Jacksonville Beach, St. Augustine Comanche Cove, and St. Augustine Shipyard. Freedom Boat Club members also enjoy reciprocal access to over 400 locations across the world. There's never been a better time to join. We are offering our biggest discount ever to celebrate our brand new location. We own and maintain an entire fleet of boats. Join the club, and as often as you like, you can do water sports, inshore fishing, offshore fishing, sandbar hopping, dining on the water, or just cruising around town. Visit us at the St. Augustine Shipyard or stop by any of our locations to see what the Boat Cierge experience is all about. Visit us at freedomboatclub.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
All right, we're back with a football fix. Listen, it's early, but the tale of the tape is remarkably similar for the Jags and the Chiefs. Not supposed to be that way for a 4-13 team facing last year's Super Bowl rep. Jags 3-1, Kansas City 2-2. But man, listen to this: Jacksonville scored 96 and allowed 72. The Chiefs have scored 97 and allowed 76. So the point differential there for the Jags plus 24, plus 21 for Kansas City. Look, we're also catching the Chiefs offense even as it gets better. Still with some personnel issues. Rashee Rice is under suspension. I think he's got to serve 6 games before he can return. And Xavier Worthy might not be a go tonight. Apparently he's experiencing some swelling in an ankle after arriving here. And so that would be a bit of an advantage for the Jaguars. Don't have to face that as well. On the Jaguar side, do we see Trayvon Walker clubbed up? There's been no definitive answer there. Jags had an awful lot of guys, limited participants this week. Now, some of them from the week before ended up playing. Others, De'Ami Brown, did not. So I guess we're going to wait until kickoff, or at least until the inactives are announced before we get to all that. All right, more from around the NFL. Boy, I told you, tonight, is it too early to talk about playoff positioning? Maybe we should just, first talk about stability. But there are only 2 other 4-1 teams in the AFC. Buffalo, after losing last night, and the Indianapolis Colts, who are as surprising as the Jaguars have been. The Colts are even that much more surprising. The Colts right now given a 57% chance to win the division. Look, if you use these analytic, projections, where the Jags are 34%, the Jags 57% to make the postseason. So even with a 3-1 start, by far some unanimous pick to keep advancing. But if you win, you go to 4-1. There's only 3 of you. If you lose, you go to 3-2, and then join the club. Kansas City, Denver, the Chargers, the Patriots now, who beat Buffalo last night. The undefeateds, done, gonzo. Both Buffalo and Philadelphia lose yesterday. Buffalo and the Sunday Nighter. Sorry, Buffalo Tom made the trip up for that. Oof. Rico Dowdle forced to start for the Panthers yesterday against the Dolphins. He went for 200 yards with Chuba Hubbard out. Don't know what to tell you. I got volume coming out of the speakers, ladies and gentlemen. Don't worry about it. Where are we at here? So you can see I even watch sports on the computer. Does that do it? What are we doing, man? There we go. New digs here, man. We're working out the kinks. You ever bought a new house? Something's banging and clanking? Just give it a bang. You'll be fine. All right, let's just quickly go through kind of what we saw yesterday. Vikings win early. The Browns bungled the end of the game from a clock standpoint and otherwise. And more than importantly, the number 1 defense in the league had a lead, and the Vikings win 80 yards with Carson Wentz to beat them. Colts, as I said, over the Raiders. Jonathan Taylor's having an MVP season so far. We'll see if he can keep that up. 3 more touchdowns, over 100 yards yesterday. Saints get a win yesterday. It's the first for Spencer Rattler, and maybe Jackson Dart isn't first ballot Hall of Fame. Turnover issues yesterday, 12-point win for New Orleans. Dak is having a really good start to the season. The Cowboys are 2-2 after blowing out the Jets. The Jets are 0-5 with Aaron Glenn. They haven't forced a single turnover. How's that possible? Broncos surged back down 17-3 in the fourth and beat the Eagles 21-17. The Panthers, thanks to Rico Dowdle, beat Miami, and heads are going to roll in South Florida. The Dolphins are terrible, uninspired. They blew a fourth-quarter lead and lost to the Panthers yesterday. Texans over the Ravens. Not so much about the Texans scoring 44, but just how terrible the Ravens have gotten. Like, sometimes there's a good team that struggles, and you can see a path for them coming back. Maybe that division, which isn't great. But now already 4 losses for Baltimore. Titans get their first win. An absolute giveaway by the Cardinals in that one, including DeMarcado, the running back. A week after we saw Adonai Mitchell for Indy release the ball before he gets to the goal line. This guy in Arizona does it. They're up 20-10. He was about to score a 70-some-yard touchdown run. It would have been 27-10 ball game. And he flipped the ball before he got to the goal line. It looked like he kind of crossed the plane to me, but nonetheless, what an egregious effort. Baker Mayfield has 4 fourth-quarter comebacks in the final minute this year, or at least fourth-quarter wins. Yesterday they were tied. That was a wild back-and-forth game. And if you're the Panthers, after watching Bryce Young struggle again yesterday, you got to just be looking at it yourself like, we had Baker Mayfield and Sam Darnold. Those dudes combined to throw for about 800 yards yesterday, by the way. Lions over the Bengals. Commanders beat the Chargers. Chargers got issues, man. That O-line is bad, and suddenly they're 3-2. That's Football Fix. You're welcome. Hick and Arrival, more come your way next. It's a Next Gen Roofing Monday on The Drill.
The Drill.
From the DivorceMenOnly.com studios.
Sometimes it's an offensive show.
You gotta be kidding me.
Sometimes it's a show of offensive discipline.
There are no words.
Listen for the Universal Roof and Contracting Offensive Player of the Game on 1010XL.
Jags fans, this one's for you. If you've got MyGate rewards, you're already in the game. But now you've got a shot at the ultimate prize, meeting QB1 himself, Trevor Lawrence, at Everbank Stadium with 3 friends by your side. With the MyGate Rewards Gatorade Club, every 5 Gatorade items you purchase equals 1 entry toward your chance to win. Stack them up and score big. See store for details. Gear up for the season. Gates got you.
All right, sports fans, Hickett here. Let's talk skin. Oh, nobody cares more about your skin than my friends at Beaches Dermatology, and there's nobody better than Beaches Dermatology. I speak from experience. Been going there forever. Doctors Boudreaux, Doctors Metz, Dr. Fader with the Mohs surgery. They will take care of all your skin care needs. Shoot, I got a hydrofacial over there one time. Listen, talk about getting a massage for your face. There ain't nothing. We talk about relaxing. Talk about an hour and Shangri-La. Go get a hydrofacial at Beaches Dermatology. You'll be glad you did. They want to remind you, man, take care. Even right now, look, sun hadn't been out in a while, but it's coming. It's a sunshine state, and you got to protect that skin. And if something does show up, all you do is you go online to beachesdermatology.com, beachesdermatology.com, for all of your skincare needs. I go to the one off Solana Road. Nobody does it better, but they are terrific at what they do. Check them out at beachesdermatology.com. Plenty of locations to serve you. BeachesDermatology.com for all your skincare needs.
Did you know that for every inch of rain on a 2,000 square foot roof, 1,500 gallons come off the eaves of the roof? Call Clearwater Seamless Gutters and Drainage, and we'll design a plan using our Clearwater Seamless Gutters, and we'll connect those gutters to a Clearwater drainage system to solve your erosion and standing water issues.
Clearwater Seamless Gutters. We can't sing a lick, but we sure are good at gutters.
And drainage, too.
SeamlessGuttersJacksonville.com.
When you want a fresh perspective, pull into Lauren's Lane. I'm Lauren Brooks, and I fuel up with the day's top sports takes. Powered by Mazda at the Avenues. Afternoons on Helmets and Heels, 2 to 4 on 1010XL.
Say goodbye to glasses and contacts with customized vision treatments at Bowden Associates. Hey, Hicken here. Dr. Bowden and his expert team bring you all the latest options like Evo implantable Coliber lenses, refractive lens exchange, or traditional LASIK. Tailored just for you. Imagine waking up to clear vision. No hassle, no fuss. You ready to see the difference? Call now or visit bowdeneye.com for a free screening. Bowden Associates, keeping the First Coast focused.
The flagship station of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Hey, it's Angela and Brian Wall. How many companies do you know in this day and age that actually want their potential customers to call their competition and get quotes from them?
That's what WonderWorld wants you to do. WonderWorld knows there are other window companies out there, but we also know those other guys. When compared to WonderWorld, they can't offer you the quality at the price that WonderWorld can.
And with WonderWorld, you get the absolute best guarantee there is in the window replacement business.
If anything goes wrong with your new WonderWorld windows, 5 years from now, 10, 15, 50, WonderWorld and I will be there to fix it for you. You get peace of mind with WonderWorld, and to top it off, WonderWorld windows increase the value of your home. So look what you get with WonderWorld. Quality windows, low price, the best guarantee in the business, energy savings, and an increase in the value of your home. A win-win for you.
Call WindowWorld today and get your free in-home estimate or see them online at windowworldneflorida.com.
WindowWorld. Simply the best for less. Thank you for your business.
Window World also offers energy-efficient doors.
Greenlaw Group is for the insured. If you think you have roof damage, call 904-302-7055 today, and they will schedule you a free roof inspection. Trust their law firm to help you fight your insurance when you need it. These storms can cause damage you may not even see yet. Call Greenlaw Group 302-7055. There's no cost to retain their law firm and no cost to have your roof inspected. They only get paid if you win. Greenlaw Group, for the insured.
The drip from a leaky faucet isn't just annoying, it's wasteful. Worn parts or corrosion could waste thousands of gallons a year. Superior Plumbing and Pipelining will fix it fast. When your faucet's leaking, make the superior choice. Learn more at superiorplumbingjacks.com.
Fumbled your fender? EV took a hit? Guardian Collision is your MVP with certified expert auto body repair for any electric vehicle. Guardian Collision, they guard what moves you. Visit guardiancollision.com.
If you're tired of weekend projects turning into weekend disasters, you're not alone. Building a fence isn't as easy as it looks. And let's face it, your neighbor still hasn't fixed his lopsided masterpiece. But Superior Fence and Rail makes it easy. Highly trained professionals, top quality materials, and a fence you'll love for years to come. Skip the stress and call the pros today.
When you're on the fence, about a fence, SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
Here's your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update, sponsored by Brennan Roofing. Quarterback Trevor Lawrence says the Jaguars are fired up for tonight's game.
It's on a big stage. Everybody's going to be watching, and I think it's a good next step for our team.
Catch the action live on 1010XL starting at 3 with the kickoff show from Tailgaters Parking. And Gator QB DJ Lagway's promise after the Miami loss is already paying off with Florida's win over Texas. That's your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. I'm Sam Nelson.
74 degrees at 7:05. Time and 10 brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Ladies and gents, please put your hands together as Dan Hicken enters the studio.
You know it! Yes, sir! Oh, it's coming. It's coming. I can feel it. Can you feel it?
It's in the air.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Hold on.
You excited? Got your ribs on the smoker?
I'm ready.
Got your DCs icing down?
I like the fact that the city is excited.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of buzz, and it's good, man. We haven't had this in a while. This is, you could argue, one of the bigger regular season games we've had in quite some time.
I would agree with that.
Look, it's not life or death as far as winning or losing either.
Like, not must win, but man, it will take you. It'll give you a little bit of rope though.
Well,
even 5 games in, 4-1, because 3-2, you let it, now you're just another 3.
It also makes the rest of the NFL's eyebrow goes
For
up.
sure.
Their eyebrow go up if they go win this game tonight. So just like New England. New England arrived last night. New England took a step.
Yeah.
New England said, you better come to play us.
Yeah.
And
that was Diggs. Boy, you could tell he was the point to that one. He had a really good game.
Weird. I don't watch like the NFL.
That's what I said the same
Jags,
thing earlier. So I watched it all yesterday.
I have an observation.
Okay.
And it's mind numbing, yet I guess it's spectacular. What Liam Cohen and his organization, Baselli, Gladstone, are faced with.
Okay.
And that's turning around a franchise that has not been any good for a long, long time.
Right. It's ingrained.
It's a challenge that I think none of us understand how monumental it is, because I watched 2 franchises yesterday that are never going to win. And if you're a fan of either of these 2 teams, you're better off going cold turkey, finding a college football team, doing anything but rooting for the utter stupidity that I saw yesterday.
Okay. Where are you at? To wit.
2 different times yesterday. And I say this watching what Liam Cohen is doing here in Jacksonville and having even more appreciation for what he's trying to do. It's not done. It's not done yet. It's a tremendous challenge. It's a great start.
It would be, though, equivalent, and football gives you plenty of examples of announcing FSU having arrived because they beat Alabama.
Right. So I'll start with the early game, the Cleveland Browns.
Oof.
And Dan Orlovsky, who is a noted I was like you watching the Cleveland Browns if I were a fan. Kevin Stefanski should be sent home packing. What a disgrace and what an injustice
the clock management
he did to the Cleveland Browns yesterday. Everybody knew what was going to happen. Cleveland gets the ball back. Cleveland is fighting and scratching. Dylan Gabriel's playing pretty good. Quinshon Judkins is a good running back, man. They're battling Minnesota tooth and nail, and they have taken the lead 17-14 on the Vikings.
Okay.
All right. And we get down towards the end of the game, and the Vikings are forced to punt, and Cleveland's defense is a good defense.
Number 1 defense.
But in the NFL, when you're only down 3, it's really one of the easier tasks in the league is that you're going to get a field goal.
With today's
kickers. Anyway, so they kick the ball to Cleveland.
To Minnesota.
No, Minnesota kicks it to Cleveland.
Okay.
And I want to get this right.
Yeah.
3:27 to go.
Yeah.
And I'm watching this game.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I'm going to bootleg, hit the tight end for 8 right here. I'm going to do something. I got to get a couple first downs, and I win the game. I'm just going to get a couple first downs, and I'm going to pull off a big upset here on the road and have a nice flight back. And Kevin Stefanski promptly goes run, and promptly kicks it back to Minnesota. He goes right tackle Judkins, right guard Judkins, and then 3rd and 11, he puts his quarterback in an untenable situation and no chance to complete a pass, and off they punt it. And now Minnesota gets the ball.
I thought maybe.
And I know what's going to happen. At worst, we're going to overtime. But we'll try to get a touchdown. And I know that you're going to sit there and go, oh, our defense played good. I don't care. You've now given them the ball back with 2 minutes and 40 seconds to go. Plenty of time, Jeff. Anything over a minute in the NFL is gold. You got clock. I mean, Patrick Mahomes proved it in a playoff game years ago. He's elite, but he had 13 seconds, and he got a field goal attempt off. So, anyway, I knew it. Chalk up the L to Cleveland. See you guys. Have a nice trip home. Minnesota goes and scores. They win the game. Boom. And that pales in comparison. But you had a chance to win just by doing a couple things, man. You can't put your rookie quarterback in a 3rd and long situation. You just can't. And then last night, I mean, the Arizona Cardinals, bro.
That's the all-timer there.
This one is the all-timer. 21-6, 12 minutes to go. You're dominating the game. Tennessee can't get out of their own shadow, okay? Again.
They're terrible.
Arizona, loser franchise. Cleveland, loser franchise. It's tough to dig out of. But this is inexcusable. 21-6. What's our guy's name? DeMarcado?
DeMarcado.
Yeah. If that guy doesn't get cut today, and he may go have a great career. And you know what else I hate?
Top of their depth chart with
I know.
Connor and
you know what
Vincent.
else I hate, Pross?
What's that?
I hate when these players make a mistake and the boys all pat him on the helmet.
You don't like that?
No.
Yeah.
They're professionals. Scream at him. You moron. You can't be this stupid. Go sit in the corner and don't come back out.
A week after it happened.
A week? We just had a guy do it.
But why was, let me ask you a question.
But go ahead.
Honestly, if I showed you that play and didn't tell you what happened, you just watched the replay and the ball, wouldn't you say it was a touchdown? It
was close.
I don't understand
because I don't think he quite had possession as it crossed.
But again, you know why?
line.
Because they called it that way, and none of them know that.
Yeah.
They're just going by what they might think. We got to, at some point, go to the replay booth with a blank slate. It's so annoying. Anyway,
well, regardless,
it was a terrible play.
He
Don't get me
deserved
wrong.
it for his stupidity.
Yeah.
To make it even questionable.
Yeah.
So that occurs. Then, but okay, it's only 21-12, and Tennessee being Tennessee misses the PAT.
Sure they do. Joey Sly.
Okay.
Isn't he a former Jaguar kicker, Joey Sly? I feel like half the kickers in the league once played for the Jags.
So then our guy, Cam, throws the game-clinching pick. Oh, thank goodness. All right, well, we got this.
Yeah.
Down at in the red zone.
Yeah.
But we got the game-clinching pick. Okay. Just, fall down and no. Our guy decides to somehow, with no one touching him, fumble the football.
Mm-hmm.
And then another dolt comes in
and
kicks it into the end zone because he tries to pick it up instead of just falling on it.
Kevin Lockett.
And to which Lockett falls on it, and now they have a touchdown.
Yeah.
And then Arizona, I don't have the play-by-play with me, promptly does the exact same thing Cleveland does. We'll just run, and punt it back to them.
Instead of trying to get first
only
downs.
a field goal, man, I just don't get it, man. It's called winning time. Go win the game. Go take the game.
Listen, I will say this. And it's a hard habit to break because forever fans would scream, run the ball, run the clock.
Yeah, there is
But I think you have a point there, and I think Liam and this group are onto that point. I think you're right. When you get in those winning situations, just because you have the win, don't consider it as much of an advantage it is. Be aggressive enough to put it away. Now, look, Cohen did that in a different way, and we didn't like it.
Yeah.
At Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Kick the field goal, give us a chance here.
Yeah.
But to your point, for both Cleveland and in this case Arizona, get a first down to win the game.
There are certain games, there are certain feels. How many football games have we all watched, guys? You guys all out there, we've watched hundreds and hundreds. You get a feel for the game. You get a feel. Do these coaches not get feels?
Yeah, it's not going your way. Don't run punt.
When you gotta, it's just golly. And I just sat there. I'm like, Cleveland, you're Cleveland. Arizona, you're Arizona. Thank you, Liam Cohen. Get us out of being Jacksonville. With that said, our Dream Finders Homes poll question of the day brought to you by our friends at Dream Finders Homes, the official home builder of the Jacksonville Jaguars, the PGA Tour, and the Florida Gators, soon to be maybe the Tampa Bay Rays. Go to dreamfindershomes.com, gang. You'll be glad you did. There are plenty of locations to help. Unbelievable interest rate packages for you. They'll help you navigate your home purchase. Dreamfindershomes.com. Tell them Dreamfinders Danny sent you. Jeff, if you could pick one Jags player. RJ, good morning, by the way. It's nice to see you.
Morning, Dad.
Our guy E is on a red eye.
He was out there celebrating with Cliffy.
Yeah. So he'll be back for the game tonight. Ooh, he's going to be tired.
He saw a heck of a game in Seattle.
Oh, my God.
Although
by the way,
wrong team won.
Those two quarterbacks.
They
put on a show.
Hey, Carolina. Hey, Carolina.
If you could pick one Jags player, and of course, I leave Trevor out because everybody would pick Trevor, so I don't want that.
Okay.
To have a huge game tonight,
This is an easy one for me.
All right, tell me who.
Travis Hunter.
He's not on the list.
Okay, that's who it would be. That's who it would be for me.
Okay. Brian Thomas Jr.,
Okay.
Travis Etienne Jr., Josh Hines-Allen, or Cam Little. If you could pick one player to have a huge game tonight, who would it be?
Well, I will say this. If Cam Little has a huge game, it means the kicker was important, which means his huge game probably led to a win as much as any of those guys having a huge game, and it might not be enough.
Right.
I though would go with Travis Etienne, and by huge I mean like 164 yards rushing, and I would go with him because that is what the strength of our team has been through these 4 games. I don't want to reinvent ourselves for the sake of the back of the football card. I want to do whatever we can do to get a win. And for us, it's been running the football and turning it over. Let's get it. We got plenty of season to get the totality of the offense in a groove, right? And get it, especially the pass game, get it humming. Right now, I don't care how we get it. I don't care if it's 5-3 final. And it seems like Etienne having a big game would most dictate that. So I will go Etienne.
Okay.
I think the winner will be Thomas.
RJ, you got to vote?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Brian Thomas Jr. It just feels to me that this is a guy that needs one of those, okay, I'm here games. Like the season's officially starting for me, which it should have started in week 1. But it feels like he needs one of those games. So that's why I'm going with Brian Thomas Jr.
All right, and you're both right. Brian Thomas Jr., the runaway winner, 48.2. Josh Hines out in second, 28.1. Travis Etienne, 21%. Cam Little, just 2.5%. We have almost 600 votes, and you can vote at Dan Hicken.
I'd love to see a Travis Hunter breakout. I don't know how much he's being. It feels like the idea that what felt good in concept is I wonder if they're evaluating if it's more of a constraint. It's like we're not seeing the best, most spectacular of him on either side. We're just seeing a decent player on both sides of the football. I mean, you just watch Egbuka Hick.
Oh.
The rookie receiver who's just made a tremendous difference for the Bucs. And so and Travis Hunter's every bit the player as him. The Jags have not yet gotten him integrated as the weapon he's going to be, but at 3-1, they got plenty of time to get that sorted out as well. But I'd like to see maybe the first touchdown for Hunter. He's been a vital part of the vibe down there and the energy, and I think he's played better than he's getting credit for. He just hadn't had a lot of splash plays. I don't think he's hurting the team by any stretch.
He's not hurting the team, but again, because of how.
Sure.
Yeah, we need more.
And by the way, they're trying to throw a coronation up there in Cleveland because of their rookie class's play for the first.
Well,
games.
They are good.
Yeah, Schlesinger and Graham and Judkins and
yeah, they could. That's a job saver for that GM Andrew Berry. That's a job saver. I mean, if those guys all continue to play as well. However, boy, I don't know. Orlovsky says, well, Stefanski'd have a job in a second. Listen, that's fine. He stunk yesterday. By the way, I just saw a video of Cardinals coach Gannon. Is that his name?
Yeah, he did rip.
He ripped him. Good for him. Good for him.
Okay, there you go.
You should.
Yeah, you should.
That's inexcusable.
Yeah, you're never playing again, buddy.
Not for me.
Yeah.
I cannot believe you did that. Yeah. We block you up on you. That wasn't like a hard run.
Good. Good. They're professional football players. We don't have a pity party and get in their feelings.
Yeah.
So it's good for a coach of that age to rip the stew out of them.
Yeah.
Hey, dummy.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Yeah.
I hope you feel good. You just cost the game for 53 people.
By the way, we got to take a break. We're just warming up.
I need a clock in here too, by the way.
Yeah, we got a lot to go over, a lot to do. We're in the new digs.
We are.
So
and listen, it's like the Jags moving into the stadium of the future. We're going to build it up. Like the lighting will be in place.
Station of the future.
The station of the future is what we are. We have what did they call it? The ultimate staircase. What did the Jags call it? The one they opened the other day. It's got some grand name. It's a staircase, but it's open. I don't know what it was called. Ultimate Stairs?
Is that what we're calling
For
it?
real. No, it's
steps.
No, it's got a name.
It didn't have a name.
All right.
It shouldn't have a name.
Well, I'm not. Should or shouldn't.
We opened it, though.
I'm going to give you what
it's
it
open.
is.
It's open tonight. You can check it out. Take a picture on it. Make it your friend.
The Grand Staircase.
It's grand.
It's the Grand Staircase. I told you it had a title. We're in the Grand Studio.
I love that.
And we're back with more next. It's a next-gen roofing Monday. We're going to raise the roof tonight for Monday Night Football. And next-gen roofing is there for you along the way.
The Drill.
From the DivorceMenOnly.com studios.
A high-performance machine raises eyebrows and holds your attention.
And play big-time football on a big-time stage.
And so it is with the Performance Painting high-performance play of the game.
Somebody got to make a play.
On 1010XL.
As a contractor, finding reliable subcontractors is key to project success. Prosser here. Guys, that's where Lloyd's Heating and Air shines. Not just your mechanical HVAC experts, but your partner, understanding every facet of construction to keep your project on track. Lloyd's, will spot issues early before they cause delays. If you're a contractor with a need for reliability, visit LloydsHeatingandAir.com. Lloyd's Heating and Air, keeping you comfortable in every season.
Downtime with Dan is serviced by the local family-owned company for home comfort and your statewide mechanical partner for the biggest projects, Lloyd's Heating and Air.
Man, there was a shootout in Seattle yesterday. Baker, and I'm not talking about the Tigers and the Mariners. Baker Mayfield and Sam Darnold marked the first time in the history of the league in which opposing quarterbacks each recorded at least 325 passing yards and completed more than 80% of their passes. I'm not talking 70, 65. These guys are throwing the ball down the field. Mayfield threw for 379 and completed 88% of his passes. And Sam Darnold completed 82.4% of his passes while throwing for 341 yards. Both incredible performances by both of those quarterbacks who are combined on like their 10th different team. It's unbelievable. And both are making statements with those teams, especially Baker Mayfield.
Jacksonville, All Elite Wrestling is coming home to Daly's Place for 2 huge nights. Dynamite Title Tuesday, October 7th, and a special Wednesday Collision, October 8th. Feel the real as the greatest professional wrestlers in the world deliver a homecoming to remember. Championships at stake on a Tuesday, and stars collide on a special night. It's AEW's Homecoming with Dynamite Title Tuesday, October 7th, and Collision, October 8th. Tickets on sale now, starting at $20 at AEWTIX.com.
In a world where chains seem to take over, it's awesome. Awesome to have a locally owned retailer who's only focused on Jacksonville. That's Beard's Diamonds. Hicken here. All those jewelers in the town center, they're owned by big Wall Street companies, except Beard's Diamonds. They're local, man. Say hi to the Lupos when you go in there. You can talk Jacksonville with them. They've been serving our area for more than 40 years. And Beard's, by the way, they run circles around the big chains. Massive diamond inventory. Beards, all top bridal brands, Beards, strongest warranties, Beards. Beards wins on price every day. They don't have extra markups to please Wall Street or pay commission to salespeople. Beards guarantees to beat any national chain store on price. So don't buy anywhere until you get a second opinion at Beards. I'm sure you will get a bigger, better quality diamond for your money. It'll be backed by local folks with integrity and loyal accountability. In a world where generic chain stores pop up everywhere, refreshing to see a local place. Don't buy a diamond in Jacksonville without seeing your best option at Beards Diamonds. I say shop local, shop Beards. Beards Diamonds at the St. John's Town Center.
Balancing books and the grind of daily practice is what it takes to be a scholar athlete. Wednesdays on The Frangie Show, kept healthy by
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists
and the Plumbers and Pipefitters Local Union 234
on 1010XL.
Hi, this is Dale Murray with Murray Automotive Group in Stark and Kingsland. Save yourself from those big city dealers and their fast-talking flim-flam tactics. No matter what your automotive need is, we've got you covered. Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and nobody beats our prices. And I mean nobody. Shazam! Plus our exclusive 15-year, 150,000-mile warranty included on every qualified vehicle. And we'll trade anything from AirPods to fishing rods. Compare our prices online at ShazamAuto.com. Then come see me, Dale Murray. I'll be waiting for you. Shazam!
Jax is more than a city, beaches, suburbs, or a destination. We're a community that takes care of each other. I'm former Jaguar Tom McManus. J-Dog Junk Removal and Hauling is dedicated to serving you with respect and integrity. From estate cleanouts to furniture and appliance removal, we handle it all. Call 506-1256 for your free estimate today. We're here for you. We're veteran-owned and operated. J-Dog Junk Removal and Hauling.
Hey folks, this is Denny Thompson, and when it comes to protecting my home, I turn to Tyson, the leaders in state-of-the-art home security right here in Jacksonville. Their AI cameras and smart doorbells are top-notch, keeping an eye on what matters most. Whether you're moving in or upgrading, Tyson offers flexible packages, rent or own, with specials on the first 3 years. Ramp up now for the holidays, the perfect gift for you or someone you love. Call Tyson today at 590-7979 for details.
Are you looking for a place to outfit your truck or van? It's Catlin Truck Accessories. For 105 years and 4 generations, Catlin is the name you can count on. This is Keith Catlin, and we know trucks and vans too, from Lear toppers, ladder racks, van shelving, strobe lighting, roll and lot bed covers, and everything in between. If you want quality products and great customer service, there's only one name. It's Catlin.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
For 105 years, you can count on Catlin.
My son had a meniscus surgery a couple years ago. Went smooth as silk, was playing tennis in 2 weeks. This is Patrick Malarkey, and I highly recommend Southeast Orthopedic Specialist.
Our son Eric's a Division I collegiate baseball pitcher who is having shoulder pain. We took him to Southeast Orthopedic Specialist and are confident that he's now on the road to recovery. This is Beth Anderson, and we love the care Eric receives at Southeast Orthopedic Specialist.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. And now, let's light up the Firehouse Subs 10-minute drill.
Hit it! Yeah! Yeah! We got sports concepts and rationalizations. Yeah. We call it the 10-minute drill. At the end of the drill, we like to hand out a prize pack. RJ, what do you got today?
We have a pair of tickets to see Lords of 52nd Street live at a Florida theater October 16th. All Legend of Billy Joel's live and recorded band. Tickets on sale now at floridatheater.com. At the end of the 10-minute drill, give me a call. We'll hook you up.
Listen, I'm going to give a life lesson here real quick, Dan. We had an example from the sports world-ish this weekend that I think is a life lesson. So I'm going to ask out there a serious question. Right. Okay? The worst decisions and things that you've done in your life. Mm-hmm. I wonder what percentage of you is that occurrence, that embarrassment, that misstep, that whatever it was, how much it was affected by alcohol, by being too drunk till you did something. I don't care if it was from everything from a DUI to, puking at the office party. The most embarrassing, awful things that people subject themselves to seems like so often is at least affected by over alcohol. Alcohol is the devil. And I saw this weekend, it is. I mean, there was example after example after example. I'm not talking about temperate alcohol use. I'm talking about unleashing the devil, okay? All right. I saw this a weekend. There's a stat that less people are drinking than ever. It's down to like 54% of people say they drink, okay?
Is that because they're doing the sweet stinky?
Perhaps. Yeah. I'm not looking for answers, but I will say this.
We got life lessons here.
I bet you Mark.
Monday.
Here's why.
Okay.
I bet you Mark Sanchez wished he was among the 54%.
I bet he does.
He ruined his career. He's embarrassed his life. He damn near died because he's blackout drunk on the road for a game.
He also almost killed somebody. Have you seen the pictures of this cat?
I've not seen them all.
Good gracious, man.
But when awoken at the hospital with stab wounds, no idea why he's there.
Yeah.
Okay? Yeah. Alcohol is the devil. Yeah. Don't just drink him in and let him take you wherever he's going to take you. Because alcohol ruined Mark Sanchez's life this weekend. His life is ruined.
Well, not so fast, my friend.
Okay.
I don't argue with anything you just said.
I got you.
I'm just trying to help Mark Sanchez.
Okay.
As a PR guy, huge background in public relations.
Is that right? You have a background in PR?
Yes.
I didn't know that. I thought you were wow.
Yes. I'm going to help Mark.
You are.
Save his career.
You have a plan here?
I do.
This is where you're the fixer. You're like leave Schreiber, whatever.
There's only one way Mark Sanchez can save his career.
Okay.
And that is, as soon as he's able, release a statement to which he says, I'll be taking a leave of absence from Fox. I clearly have an alcohol problem, and I'm going to be getting it treated. I need to make some changes in my life. This will be the only way in which he possibly can save himself.
Well, that retreat may include a little stay at the Iron Bar Hotel, and he should be in jail.
Oh,
He should get no grace or benefit. This is a 6'3" pro athlete who stumbles drunk on a 69-year-old man and beats the crap out of him.
Bro, look at this.
Let me see.
I mean, look at this guy. That's the guy he got.
Yeah, he should be in jail.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mark Sanchez should be
By the way, this guy's 69 years old,
That's what I'm saying. It's elderly. He should be in jail. And when I say jail, I mean to jail for 2 to 5.
Yeah.
I don't mean locked up this weekend. You get no benefit. You get no grace. You're a terror.
Yeah, not good.
And by the way, I would say that if Mark Sanchez had tea at dinner, none of this would have happened.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying don't drink. I'm not going to be a hypocrite. I drink. I like to have a beer on the golf course. I do.
Yeah.
I will join the chorus of people that I said. If I examine the stupidest things that I'm most embarrassed about in my life,
generally
for things that I've said or done, generally it's because I'm overserved.
Yeah.
And so overserved for some means embarrassment. For others, like Mark Sanchez, it means you're a thug, a felon.
Oof. Well, there is a agree. There is a celebration of sorts in South Florida. It came early this year, and we've lost a lot of the boys. There are not as many around to celebrate, but the 72 Dolphins once again can pop the champagne bottles because this season didn't take long, man. We barely got to October, and we're done. No undefeateds left. The 72 Dolphins remain the last team to go undefeated in the National Football League. Buffalo loses to New England, just a game behind the Bills now. Look, is New England a arrived team? I don't think so, but Drake May is a good quarterback.
Very good, yeah. And Young.
They've added the right pieces to the puzzle, and Mike Vrabel's a perfect fit there. It's, listen, it was not a great move, but crafted, made the move to get rid of poor Mayo after 1 year and put Vrabel in there when he had his opportunity, and he took him. And and looks in Tennessee. I know they got a win yesterday, but they look worse for the wear by letting that guy go. Yeah. So anyway, he's up in New England. He's got Josh McDaniels back, who is
it's a perfect fit.
Nobody is better suited to do what he does than Josh McDaniels be the OC for the New England Patriots.
That's fair.
Nothing else, Josh. Just make your millions.
Yeah.
You've made it. You've done it. Just take that role and hang on to it.
They've quietly they built a little. That's not a bad offense.
No,
they got a couple of running back. Travion Henderson, not as much of a factor, but Ramondre Stevenson, I know he's got the fumbles. If he didn't have that, he'd be really good. But Stevenson was very impactful last night, a couple of touchdowns. Stephon Diggs, I'll remind folks, tore his ACL in October last year.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
So he hustled hard to get back, and he was pointing to this game in Buffalo. They always find these windmills to tilt at.
I can't figure that cat out.
He was good last night.
Well, I mean, I don't know I can't figure that cat out. That's a different cat.
You just mean from what motivates him, or
just everything? I mean, here's a guy who this summer he's on some boat, wasn't he? On some boat, handing out like things that we just talked about, from what I could tell.
Oh,
and and he's with Cardi.
I believe he was at one point. Yeah.
Well, they're having a child together.
Well, that doesn't mean they're together, Hick.
Oh, they're not together.
I don't know. Are they together, RJ? It's an ET question.
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought they were.
Yeah. Well, they might be. I don't know. I thought ET. I thought y'all. They start talking.
He said, "Baby, do you want to come to watch me play tonight? And where you at? Buffalo? No. Come on." So anyway, but they're all raving about this. He seemed to me to be a malcontent for a lot of years. Forced his way out of Minnesota. Bad look, right? Unhappy in Buffalo. Finally goes to Houston, and then they start raving about him. What a leader. Tears his ACL. Now he's in New England. They can't say enough good things about him.
He is still with Cardi, so I'm sorry to try and break those kids up.
Don't break those two kids up. They're just trying to make it.
That's awesome.
Cardi and who's the ex?
She's by the
Offset?
way, she's battling with Nicki Minaj, so I'll have to get the updates.
Is it Offset? Is that the guy?
Cardi B?
Is that the daddy?
I think that's the.
You're not even sure.
The previous. I don't keep up with this stuff.
Okay, well,
good for you.
I'm used to, that's fair.
DT just to bust out all the.
Yeah, but anyway, and now he's like this tremendous leader, and he's playing good football. He's had a couple good games in a row. Drake May is playing good football. They're a good team. Buffalo turned it over 3 times, but those turnovers got caused. It was there was a great moment last night in the game. I'll say it real quick, and then we can move on. But and Tirico had fun with it, but he didn't get it. Like, Josh Allen throws the ball out of bounds, in the end zone to a fan. Fan looks at his wife and says, "I'm out of here." I'm assuming it's his wife, girlfriend. I don't know, whoever. Says, "Look, I'm out of here. I'm taking." And he turned and went up the steps because he got the ball.
And
he wanted the ball. He would have had to give it back.
By the way, NFL. of all of the dumb things you still do.
If the ball goes in the stands,
$125
fan gets the ball.
Yeah. Back in the day, the ball cost more than the seat.
Yeah.
Yeah, we crossed that bridge.
Yeah.
The seat now could buy
100%.
10 footballs.
100%. So anyway, I mean, but yeah.
He had to run to get away.
I kind of felt like Tirico didn't get that. You know, he was having fun with it and stuff. But yeah, he got out of there and he goes, well, he missed a touchdown. He don't care. He just got a football.
That's right.
That Josh Allen threw.
Correct.
And he caught it.
It wasn't Buffalo Tom, was it?
It could have been. I couldn't because he turned.
Poor Buffalo Tom makes one pilgrimage to Buffalo
I'm
every
sorry,
year, and he
Buffalo
went up
Tom.
last night for that cold front outing.
Well, listen, here's the deal. In the Northeast, no more whiteouts.
I didn't love that uniform, by the way.
Hey, Penn State. Hey, Buffalo. Don't do the whiteouts.
I didn't like Buffalo's uniform.
You didn't?
Yeah, everyone raved about it. I didn't love it.
I tell you, he's got the best unis.
In
And
the
I'm
whole
not a
league?
uni guy.
Okay, yeah, I am. So I'm going to have to either confirm or repel this.
Arizona Cardinals. They did the all whites one week.
Yeah,
They did the blacks yesterday.
Their
terrific.
Their
I like
ice
those.
white looked cool.
Yeah.
They wore it the week before.
Yeah.
But then
I like those.
I'm not a big fan of the black helmet.
RJ feels me.
I'm not a fan. I love the logo. I always have since I was a kid. The white helmet with that Cardinal logo to me is a lot sharper than the black one. But it doesn't matter what uniform they wear. They're the Cardinals.
641-1010. Come kind, come courteous, come correct. RJ, tell them one more time. E and RJ combined to be EJ. Tell them one more time what they're going to win.
You'll have a pair of tickets to see Lords of 52nd Street live at Florida Theater October 16th. All legends of Billy Joel's live and recorded band.
Gentlemen.
Tickets on sale now at floridatheater.com. Be caller number 2 at 641-1010, and we shall hook you up. It is the drill on 1010XL.
Drill at the DivorceMenOnly.com studios.
Frank Frangie here. TopDressing.com commercials stick with me. They claim to turn St. Augustine grass into championship turf. Well, I'm going to try it at my Jacksonville Golf and Country Club home. You know I'm a golf lover. Top Dressing evens surfaces, promotes growth, repels pests. Staff's white glove, prompt, knowledgeable. My yard transformation starts soon. So visit TopDressing.com and see what all the hype's all about. I'm telling you, I'm in. Call these guys today. Dress your lawn like the pros with TopDressing.com today.
Hey, Hickett here for Action Garage Door. Premium parts, premium service for the life of your doors. Nothing can be as frustrating as your garage door misfiring, but if mine ever does, no worries. I call Action Garage Door. Of course, they take action immediately. That's Jeff Bernard. That's his guys. Jacksonville folks, been here for a long time. Not some big out-of-town chain that you have to go through. Call Jeff. His people are on it. And right now, to celebrate 25 years in Jacksonville, FLA, they'll tune, they'll lube, they'll inspect your garage door free. I've been in my house for 23 years. Folks still comment on my garage door they got a few years ago. It improves curb appeal. And by the way, today's garage door openers, smart home integration, quiet operation, added security, all kinds of features. Something goes wrong with your garage door, take action with Action Garage Door. Dan, how do I get a hold of them? Garage Door 911. Real easy to remember. Put it in your memory banks. Garage Door 911. You'll get Action Garage Door. They'll be on it just as
You know you're watching too much porn when every letter on your keyboard was dangerous, you know?
Trevor Wallace, live, the Alpha Beta Mail Tour.
Like, every dude's biggest fear is that his girlfriend's phone dies. She's like, babe, can I borrow your phone? I just want to Google the nearest Panera Bread. You're like, anywhere but Panera, please. I don't. Just hit a space bar before you do anything. I'll cook.
Saturday, October 11th, Florida Theater. Get tickets now at floridatheater.com. Don't miss Trevor Wallace.
Hey, it's Brent with Arcosa Crushed Concrete. If you've got concrete or asphalt rubble on your site, let me buy it from you, and I will recycle it into construction material for your future projects. Arcosa Crushed Concrete. Get paid for what you don't need.
Post-game Monday on 1010XL. Served by Tandy Foods, making quality fresh sandwiches since 1956.
Lauren Brooks here. Tired of shaving and waxing? At Hello Smooth Med Spa, laser hair removal permanently reduces hair growth for smooth, stubble-free skin. It's life-changing. With over 400 5-star reviews, they're Jacksonville's trusted choice. Learn more at hellosmooth.com.
Frank Frangie here for Coil Fencing. Jacksonville is full of memorable sports moments. Remember Morton Anderson missing a chip shot field goal that launched the Jags into the playoffs in '96? You know who doesn't miss? Coil Fencing. Coil has been the fencing leader in Northeast Florida since 1927. Heck, Coil has been installing fences since before Emery Ballard installed the wishbone offense. If you need a new fence, I recommend calling Coil Fence today at 904-356-4821 or visit coiljacks.com. Coil Fencing, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and Ackerman Cancer Center offers women's health, diagnostic, and screening services, including contract-enhanced mammography and total body MRI. Early detection is the key. Visit AckermanCancerCenter.com.
If your ride is making strange noises, don't wait and make it worse. Come to Action Transmission on Merrill Road. My expert technicians can diagnose the problem and likely fix it fast. Experience the difference at Action Transmission on Merrill Road.
I'm Frank Frangie. Now, I've been telling you about my daughter Amber's journey with Awaken 180. Well, ready for this? She has now lost 60 pounds. That number's real, 60 pounds in a little over 3 months. And here's the thing, she loves doing it. She just went on a trip to Tampa to see a concert, sort of a road trip. And I asked her, was it hard to stay on the diet? She said, Dad, that's just it. It's not a diet. It's a lifestyle change, and it's sustainable. And it's sustainable even when you're on the road. She is so excited. It has not changed her life. I think that's the best thing. It's a lifestyle change, but it doesn't ruin your life. She's loving her life, and she's so excited that she's been able to lose all that weight. You can do the same thing. You can kickstart your transformation. Call 844-346-1800 or visit awaken180weightloss.com. It's working for Amber, and she's so excited, and I promise you it can work for you. 844-346-1800 or awaken180weightloss.com.
It's the fall savings event going on now at Renewal by Anderson. Upgrading your home has never been easier. Get 20% off replacement windows and patio doors. Plus, no money down, no payments, and no interest for 12 months. This offer expires October 31st. Renewal by Anderson, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free consultation.
License number CGC 1527613.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
All right, welcome back. Monday Night Football coming up tonight. Jags and the Kansas City Chiefs. We've covered it every which way. I'm ready for the game. That's the only. The waiting is the hardest part. Let's let this thing get underway. And listen, we were talking yesterday on the TV side. Is this a breakout game for the passing offense for the Jags? Well, it's tough. Two things. Steve Spagnuolo is arguably the best coordinator in football. I mean, if you could make that, you could argue that, sure. Right?
Yeah.
And he's won a bunch of Super Bowl rings with different teams. Do assistant coaches get in the Hall of Fame?
I don't think so.
Well, he should.
I think Monty Kiffin will be the the test.
But anyway, so there's that, and the Chiefs' pass defense is stingy. Sixth best pass defense in the National Football League. They're giving up 180 yards, 185 yards a game.
185.
So quite a test there. If the Jags want to try to get the passing game going, I suspect they're fourth in the league in running the ball. And we'll see how they do on the turnover battle, but it should be a lot of fun. Looking forward to it.
The Chiefs, by the way, are no slouches when it comes to the turnover battle as well. Now, they get their differential from the fact that they don't turn it over themselves. Mm-hmm. They have one turnover this year. Mm-hmm. It was an interception that Travis Kelce bobbled at the goal line, or they would be turnover free through 5 games. And, you look up here at the good team, the 4 giveaways too much for Jacksonville.
Yeah.
Like if you look at the good teams, if I go down the turnover differential stat.
Yeah.
Okay. After the Jags, who lead at +9, it's the Steelers who've had 3 of their own, but then it's 2, 2, 2, 0, 1, 1, 2.
Oh yeah.
So but those teams are only forcing 3 or 4, so the differential's not great. Mm-hmm. I think I would take the 4 giveaways to get the 13 takeaways. It's translated.
Florida won a football game on Saturday. It was Happy Swamp Sessions, one of the first of the year, which was good. Listen, it was a good win. I suggest this to you though as I look ahead. I would say to you, Texas, if you haven't looked at the college football rankings in quite some time, they should just be starting now because the experts got them all wrong this year. Penn State and Texas 1 and 2.
Boy,
gone.
Penn State and James Franklin, man, at UCLA. Ooh.
But I would suggest this to you: Ole Miss, at Texas A&M, and Georgia in Jacksonville. Harder 3-pack than LSU, Miami, and Texas.
Texas suddenly seems the worst of those 6.
I would suggest that those 3 that they got coming up,
Yeah.
and that doesn't even count Tennessee. That doesn't even count Florida State.
The only thing that I would do is I would
certainly tough road to hoe.
And we're not doing that because you're talking about specific games that are coming up. Miami deserves it. Miami is the only of those first 3 that I think is in the category of those second 3.
Yes.
Whereas LSU, I don't think is.
Yeah.
Right.
But a good win. And if Lagway can play like he did, but again, he seemed to get nicked up there. He pulled something or some lower
Dallas, this is why they talked about Dallas Wilson, the freshman. He was in a very impactful debut performance for Dallas Wilson. The defense, look, Florida was able to kind of just run back the script that had them having success late last year when they beat LSU and Ole Miss at home. It was just like that game Saturday, almost a carbon copy.
And Miami is not just the best team in the state; they're one of the best teams in the country. They proved it again.
I got your Heisman guy now, by the way.
Who's that?
It's Tony. He's the best player on the field in a game full of best players, including Bain. The best player on the field is that freshman receiver from Miami. 100-something yards, 2 touchdowns. He's been doing it since week 1.
He was terrific.
I mean, by the end, you're a Heisman voter by the end of the year, in a year where no one is rising up.
We'll see.
It could be this kid as a freshman.
Certainly. They're very good. FSU is left picking up the pieces. They fall to 3-2 on the season. The Alabama loss or win seems like a long time ago now. In fact, I was looking at just reaction, and FSU fan is not happy, and I get it. I get it.
But again,
It's
Virginia's
like Florida
the one.
fan, yeah. And here's the thing with the one thing about FSU, and this is a fair criticism. They're in year 6 of Mike Norvell. They've lost 7 ACC games in a row. 7 ACC games in a row. Without Jordan Travis, he's 7-20 in Tallahassee. And the biggest indictment on Mike Norvell is the fact that I don't think he's had a top 10 recruiting class yet.
He's lived with the transfer portal.
1-9 in the last 10 ACC games, and 3 losing seasons.
That's alarming.
3 losing seasons in 5 years.
1-10 is alarming.
Yeah, 1-9 in the last 10 ACC games.
That's shocking. Now look, last year was a total.
Well,
disaster.
7 straight ACC losses. Listen, but most importantly to me, and I think this is true. Look, Florida State can beat a lot of those teams on their schedule, and they should. But when they go up against Miami, the talent, because Miami gets a top 5 class, it's tough to beat those guys when they.
Yeah.
It's just. So,
Look, Miami is a perfect example of what I'm talking about when it comes to like Billy Napier and why no matter what they do and how they win, it's not good enough. He's not a good recruiter either.
Yeah,
he adds some top-level talent. I know there's some talent, but it's not like the Miami is back as a power, Hick, because of what you just said.
Yeah.
They've had 3 straight top 5 recruiting classes.
Yeah.
You cannot get there without them, not in today's day and age.
I want to circle back to one thing you just said, and we didn't touch on it, but Penn State. But we've been doing this radio gig a long time, and I thought back to this, and I'm pretty sure this is the same kid. So UCLA wins a game. They basically gave the reins over to Neuheisel's kid.
Yeah.
To call
Looks just like him, by the way.
to call the ball plays, and it was terrific. He looks, I don't know how old. He played at UCLA as like a backup.
Neuheisel was the player and coach.
But I am quite certain that I have seen the video where Rick Neuheisel was holding his young son, who was like 2 or 3 years old.
I don't remember that.
And would say, the kid's name is it Jerry? I don't know.
I don't know.
Let's say it's Jerry for the purpose of this exercise. Jerry, who's the quarterback of the Pittsburgh Steelers? Ben Roethlisberger.
Yeah.
Jerry, who's the quarterback of the
I
New
do
England
remember
Patriots?
that.
Tom Brady.
I do remember
and
that.
he rattled off every single quarterback.
Okay, I do remember.
I think that's the kid.
Okay.
I believe this is the kid grown up.
That would make sense.
Who goes out there and he says, I couldn't even work the headset. I didn't know how. I was laughing with Nico it is Jerry. Yeah. Okay. And I think Jerry Neuheisel is the kid he held in his arms as like a 2 or 3 year old, and the kid could hardly talk, but he could rattle off all the starting quarterbacks in the NFL.
Did he just get promoted to the play calling position?
They let him call the plays for the first time.
Okay.
Yeah, he's been so and
who's the interim out there anyway?
Skipper. He's I think he was with the Gators at one point. I think it was a running backs coach.
Yeah.
I think it's Tim Skipper maybe.
Sure.
But anyway, a tremendous win for UCLA and a devastating loss for Penn State. To which at Penn State, they must now be wondering, listen, let's, both sides, it might be time.
Well, James, look, yeah. And
how about this, too?
And I will say this. It's enough for me. I do not want James Franklin at Florida. No way, no how. Never, never, ever in a million trillion years.
Yeah.
You can't go 1-13 against good teams and expect to do it down there.
How about this? Penn State in the offseason stole
the DC.
Ohio State's defensive coordinator, who's generally considered one of the best in the country.
Knowles, isn't it?
Yes.
Jim Knowles? Yeah.
Jim Knowles. He went head-to-head with the wonder kid, Jerry Neuheisel, and got taken behind the woodshed.
By Nico Amalevin, who's been awful.
42 points were allowed.
And by the way, here's what was going to happen. They were supposed to win that game like Tennessee beat Mississippi State.
Yes.
Yeah, you made mistakes. Yeah, you let them hang around. You let them get ahead.
Back and get it.
You caught him. And they came back and caught him, and then or almost caught him, and they let him extend again. It was reprehensible. What a terrible indictment of Penn State's progress that they go lose that game. And there's a couple other teams who in the Big Ten who might want to be careful about public perception after what happened to Penn State at UCLA and Texas at Florida. Because Ohio State get a lot of run out of beating Texas in that opener. And Florida beat him as or more convincingly than the Buckeyes did. And Oregon's big win at Penn State doesn't look so big after UCLA just, smashed them.
We'll take a break. We'll keep it rolling. This is The Drill. We're on 1010XL 92.5 FM. Monday Night Football is here.
The Drill.
From the DivorceMenOnly.com studios, 1010XL brings the swamp to the first coast.
This is Gators head football coach Billy Napier. Gator football all season long.
On Jacksonville's home of Florida Gators football, 1010XL.
Jacksonville, archery season is here, and nobody does archery like Green Acres Sporting Goods, home of the largest archery pro shop in Northeast Florida. Come test shoot the newest bows from Matthews, Hoyt, Raven, and all the top brands. And starting this month, take advantage of Florida's sales tax holiday on all Second Amendment related items, running now through the end of the year. You can find it all at greenacresporting.com.
Expert Automotive on St. John's Bluff Road has some of the highest Google reviews in Jax for a reason. Expert Auto never sells greed, only what you need. All makes and models are serviced at Expert Automotive. This month, get an alignment inspection for only $19.99. Expert Auto does major engine and transmission repair and simple maintenance. All services done at Expert Auto by our ASC certified training technicians. Call today, 374-3373, and ask about $50 off any service. Expert Automotive. We never sell greed, only what you need.
Go inside your home team's locker room with Jags beat reporter Hayes Carline.
Check out my blog at 1010XL.com.
So you can catch all the news and nuggets you need to know.
My blog is brought to you by Roland Reese Plumbing,
where quality and experience count.
Brackish Vodka, the spirit of the sportsman and proud partner of the Jaguars, is now available at the Fresh Market Spirits and Wine. The Fresh Market Spirits and Wine is a new adult beverage store offering spirits, wine, beer, and accessories at A1A North in Ponte Vedra, a first-of-its-kind destination for thoughtfully curated spirits, wine, and beer as only the Fresh Market can. And now, you can get Brackish Vodka at the Fresh Market. Brackish Vodka, for whatever your sport is. Proud partner of the Jaguars.
Here's your 1010XL local sports update. Florida head coach Billy Napier commented on the step up in defense when they faced USF.
Sewer backups stink, literally. Tree roots, old pipes, or major clogs can be the cause. Superior Plumbing and Pipeline inspects and clears sewer lines fast. If your sewer's backed up, make the Superior choice and learn more at SuperiorPlumbingJax.com.
Are you 18 years or older, just got married, just got divorced, or have children? Listen up. Have you done your last will and estate planning? If you have questions, call Matt Hinson with the Hinson Law Firm. Reach him at 527-1700. Office is Jacksonville, Florida. And don't let the state decide your fate.
Morgan Conley Roofing isn't just repairing roofs. He's building a legacy for generations to come. Born here, built here, staying here. MorganConleyRoofing.org. License number CCC 1333544.
We know what to look for. We go right to the source, the connections. But yeah, we go directly to the source.
Dan and John Lupo at Beards Diamonds talking about what it means to be a direct diamond importer.
We do a lot of business out of India. We do a lot of business out of Antwerp, Belgium, Israel, Africa as well. We will do whatever it takes to get the stone that the customer wants at the best price guaranteed.
So every diamond at Beards is hand-picked and brought in with no third-party markups. And so with no commission salespeople and no Wall Street quotas, Beards can price every diamond for less.
If they've been shopping, which we encourage, and then come to us, and they're kind of, at first, they're like, oh, why is this $5,000 or $7,000 less?
Best value guarantee, best selection guarantee, best experience, bar none, guaranteed. From Jacksonville's locally owned Diamond Powerhouse.
The family, the relaxed atmosphere, and we're there for each other.
It gives us a big advantage being local, and we love Jacksonville. The money stays in Jacksonville, by the way.
Beards Diamonds in St. John's Town Center and online at beardsdiamonds.com.
Hey, Hicken here. I couldn't be any happier than to join the George Moore Chevrolet family. When I say family, I mean it. Visit their beautiful showroom today off Atlantic Boulevard. Find out exactly what I'm talking about. No pressure, just friendly help. And whether you want a car, a truck, SUV, electric, pre-owned, you name it, George Moore Chevrolet has it. And if you can't make it over to Atlantic Boulevard, no problem. MooreChevy.com is easy to navigate as any site you will try. It's never been more easy to use. George Moore Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
At the First Coast YMCA, you'll find much more than just a gym. We offer many ways to help you become more active, reach your weight loss goals, and find your inner strength. Membership at the Y includes state-of-the-art facilities, a huge variety of fitness classes, and programs for all ages. It's easy to join the Y since it's affordable for all incomes. The Y is a great place to make connections and experience something new. Visit the YMCA near you or online at fcymca.org.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
1, 2, 3, my baby. All right, excited here to be in the studio of the future.
Yeah, shout out to, I got this from our friends. Enjoy your Chick-fil-A as a welcome to the building from your neighbors at Corporate Traffic.
So right here.
Shout out.
That's great.
Thank you, fellas.
Thank you, boys. Are you listening? Can we do it every morning or no? That's probably asking a little bit much. Listen, we appreciate y'all out there so much. And whether it's Corporate Traffic next door, I got a text yesterday. When I was getting home from church, I got a text from Kenny Lay, right? Who's been,
Have a bad day?
Call Kenny Lay. We've been partnering with Kenny for years and years and years. Well, like most of us do when we get to our 50s, we decide that there's things we haven't done. So he's tried to start surfing. But the story wasn't him texting me about, oh, I'm learning how to surf. No, he goes, man, I just got to tell you what, I'm out here at this Thompson surfing school. And shout out to the boys. They all listen to you every morning when they're paddling their way out there. So shout out to the surf camps out there as well. And we're humbled. We're humbled by the wide assortment of listeners that we get out there. All right, this would be pretty cool. All right, today's Shazam Spotlight brought to you by ShazamAuto.com and the Murray Ford Superstore, Stark and Kingsland. Take that short drive, save on these big city prices. Imagine, Dan, that you decided to go play a little pickup hoops last night.
I did,
and you went over to the blacktop there, and as soon as you walk on, oh my gosh, is that Kevin Durant? Not exactly the same, but if you like to dabble in some hockey, like guys will go play pickup hockey at the Igloo. If you went over to the Igloo yesterday and you play a little pickup hockey, then, well, you run into Jason Kelsey, who was over there slamming beers and playing hockey with the locals. Right on brand, right?
Yeah.
So Jason Kelsey, brother of Travis, fiance of Taylor, yeah, apparently at the Igloo last night. Just, those boys, I do know this about the Kelseys, they're not afraid of beer. And if you keep it to beer, by the way, as to our earlier life lesson, maybe you won't find yourself in the position Mark Sanchez is in.
Mel Kiper went and did a deep dive into the draft questions, latest intel, risers, standouts of the kids who are playing right now. How many Miami players will go in round one? He says two. Miller, the other guy, the scout, Matt Miller, says 2, maybe 3. Ruben Bain, obviously,
yeah,
similar to Trey Hendrickson is who he said, playing like a top 5 pick. The right tackle, Francis
Maaga,
6'6", 315.
Is that
like
the guy
him.
that was the pancake guy that when they signed him that was down to Florida?
I think so.
Yeah.
From IMG, maybe.
Yeah.
The wild card is quarterback Carson Beck, considered a round one caliber player at this time last year before falling off. Beck has played cleanly this season following a transfer from Georgia. 4 touchdown throws against FSU remind us how smooth, poised, and accurate he can be with a clean pocket. And in his first real test of the season, he answered the call. Beck fell apart when pressured in 2024, but he seems to have grown in the area based on what we've seen. And in a draft class without an established QB1, Beck has room to rise into the round one picture. So that's kind of where some of those people, again, you never know. And this is just one man's opinion. So, but I thought that was interesting. Again, Miami
Miami looks good. Yeah, they looked the part. So good for Joe U. He'll have a heck of a year, and we'll see how far it can take him.
Yeah.
I still have questions. Still have questions that they can finish it off. I've just watched Mario Cristobal make too many mistakes, and then on a higher platform now with those, consequences, I'm going to have to see him beat a series of good teams in a row.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, for all of the pomp and circumstance of owning the state of Florida, it's not exactly like you beat 1996 FSU in Florida.
No.
Both those teams are down. Neither one of them. They're neither at your level right now. And
Yeah.
It's certainly fair to say. And it doesn't lessen that measuring stick. But you're not going to find out until they get to round 2 of the playoffs, Dan. They don't play anyone yet. They got no one left. Who's going to beat them?
The major win yesterday for the real quick on the baseball playoffs, the Toronto Blue Jays.
Yeah,
tremendous victory. And one of your Braves guys pointed out, Max Fried has lasted 4 innings or less in 4 of his past 5 playoff starts.
One of those.
Does that stick out in your mind?
Well, I'll tell you, what else sticks out is Max Fried going like 6 scoreless in the game 6 that won the Braves the World Series. So that trumps it for me. I'm almost I'm almost positive Fried was the pitcher who pitched that that the decider where they scored a bunch of runs early. But I will say this. The first start, his first start this postseason against the Red Sox, he was dynamic. He shut them down. They got the win. He pitched on short rest, injured against the Padres last year when the Braves barely made it. So he was like short rest, injured. I don't think a lot was expected of him there.
Okay.
But yeah, he was not exactly known as playoff Max, but he had some big wins in the postseason as well.
And baseball screwed up. They should have played Friday. There was nothing major going on Friday. They had a great opportunity and they
problem
blew
is the series ended Thursday. A bunch of them.
Yeah, well,
it's
bad.
hard to schedule
play.
it. Probably.
And so then Saturday during college ball, but there were some interesting games going on. That Seattle Detroit series is terrific. It's a tough one to find and to watch, but Seattle did win last night. It looked like they were going to blow. They blew a lead again. They were up 2-0. They got 2 runs off Skubal, which was huge. And then Detroit tied them up, but they got the winning run when the Dumper and Julio both doubled. And it was Seattle's first home playoff win in 24 years. So been a while. They go to Detroit now. Remember, these are best of 5, so there's no wiggle room. Philly's on the ropes tonight. If Philly loses to L.A. tonight, you can pretty much pack up the bags and the balls, Philadelphia. You'll be going home again. So that's a huge game for the Phillies. And with the National League going tonight, and then Milwaukee, I'll try to go 2 up on the Cubs.
Yeah, Milwaukee exploded. They got like 10.
They exploded because Counsell tried to be the smart guy in the room and brought in a guy on short rest, and he got lit up, and then he defended it instead of saying,
Yeah, I probably should have done that different.
Yeah, but anyway.
The highlight of Max Fried's postseason career was that clincher in the World Series.
Okay.
That was and again, he went 6 innings of scoreless baseball, and the Braves won the World Series back in 2021. But I'm looking at his earned runs allowed in his postseason starts: 7-0, 5-3, 4, 6, 5, 2, 0, 3, 1, 4, 0, 4. The beginning of his career was excellent.
I got the pictures of Kelsey.
Yeah,
around.
Yeah, I told you, dude. That guy's crazy, man. Those Kelseys are
good for them.
Let's just say they're fun-loving. I'm gonna say one thing before we go to break.
Yeah,
and we'll come back with the 8 o'clock hour. We're pushing Fred tomorrow so he can help us digest. We'll have Josh Scobie in studio with us in the 9 o'clock hour, and, former Jaguar great, and he'll give us his thoughts on tonight's Monday Nighter. Tell me the last NFL coach, head coach, who went to college football and was any good.
The last what now?
NFL head coach who went to college football is any good. They were all right. I'm a sucker
Belly?
for it. Yeah, Belly's terrible. Bill O'Brien is 1-4 at Boston College.
Yeah.
These guys don't work, man.
Yeah, that's tough.
They don't work. So I say this because, John Gruden is out there.
Yeah.
Somebody will pull the trigger. Florida will be rumored.
Yeah.
And I don't know, man. I'm not sure that's the direction to go.
Lombardi, his GM or whatever it is, put out this long article or letter to it's a bad situation.
They haven't beaten a Power 4 team. When they play Power 4 teams, they don't just lose, they get blown out. Clemson destroyed them this weekend. And they're not that bad. Like, they're losing at a clip that North Carolina football hasn't lost at, as far as margin of defeat and all that good stuff. So, yeah, just a wary eye toward the latest, greatest NFL coach that wants to, step down and coach your college team. If Bill Belichick can't win, and it's clear, we all know how this one's ending. 1 year, buddy.
Oh, yeah.
1 year. I mean, I don't know. Well, I don't understand why he took the job, watching how it's playing out. I don't understand.
Well, because he wanted to be in football and the NFL dried up.
He thought it'd be easy, though? You thought you could do this?
I don't think he thought it'd be easy. I think he loves ball. In essence, Bill Belichick's a coach, man. That's what he does.
And maybe, to be honest with you, if he was given 5 years to build it exactly like he wants it, it could work. But carting that girlfriend around on his arm,
it's a bad look.
It's just not a good look, man. It's just not gone well. And they were blown out by a team who couldn't win an inter-squad scrimmage. Clemson has just been struggling mighty, and they just beat the tar out of the heels. So,
all right, that. 8 o'clock hour coming up on The Drill.
The Drill.
From the DivorcemenOnly.com studios.
1010XL is committed to getting you closer to your favorite players. That's why we sent Jags beat reporter Hayes Carlyon to bring you back one-on-one interviews in the locker room. Unsealed by Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors.
Call 904-500-COOL. Ideal Conditions.
Do you trust the diagnostic you just got for your AC? Call Ideal Conditions now to get a free second opinion with a limited time offer of $50 off repairs of $300 or more. Just mention this station. For a limited time, we're doing $79 one-time AC tune-ups as well.
Call 904-500-COOL.
Honk if you see us. Call for service.
Ideal Conditions.
IdealConditionsJacks.com.
Hey, yo, Jacksonville. Hicken here with a game changer. Listen, gang, I've tested the field, and we got a winner. Checkmate Coatings. Checkmate Coatings should be your new go-to for durable, jaw-dropping floor coatings. Better play, better results. Nobody does it better than Checkmate Coatings. I'm telling you, talk to Brendan. You can call him. He's the owner of Checkmate Coatings. He'll explain everything that they're going to do to you when you're getting that garage floor of yours coated. You'll be so glad you did. It opens up a room with endless possibilities. They can do their patio. They can do your pool deck. They can do your driveway. They can do it all. Our true Jacksonville crews keep prices low, no massive overhead. Brendan will take great care of you. All you do, you go to checkmatecoatings.com. Real easy. Checkmatecoatings.com. You'll be glad you did. Slam dunk those floors of yours. They're Checkmate Coatings, gang. They're your floor's missing piece.
When the unexpected happens, you shouldn't have to face it alone. I'm Chris Campione, and at Campione Law, we're here to fight for you. Whether it's an auto accident or a slip and fall, our Jacksonville team takes care of every detail, from investigating the incident to securing multi-million-dollar verdicts, so you can focus on getting better. And remember, you don't pay a dime unless we win your case. Our commitment is 24/7, bringing you the real support from real people who really care. Campione Law, your dedicated partners in justice. Visit CampioneLaw.com.
Count on Campione. Campione Law.
Give us your hot take.
Pop quiz, hot shot.
On the 1010XL text line, designed by Lifetime Enclosures.
You know what I'm saying? Well, I'm awake and I speak English, so yeah, I do know what you're saying.
Be part of the conversation. 641-1010.
Hi, folks. Jason Parker here with Performance Painting. Ever wonder what to do with leftover paint that you don't want? Here's a few options. Paint can be placed in the regular trash if it's dry. Simply stir in kitty litter to a thick consistency. Then wait a few days with the lid off till it dries. Also, if the paint is good, there's many charities or churches that would love to have it. If you'd like more tips or have a project, we'd love to help. Go to performance-painting.com. Performance Painting. Repair, protect, preserve.
Performance Painting.
Get ready, poker players. The World Poker Tour is coming back to Best Bet Jacksonville from October 30th through November 18th. It's your chance to become a World Poker Tour champion with 14 different poker tournaments to play, including the Best Bet Scramble, a $5,000 no-limit hold'em main event with a $1 million guarantee. Satellites and mega satellites are going on now at Best Bet Jacksonville. For the full WPT schedule and more information, visit bestbetjacks.com. That's bestbetjacks.com.
Home of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Big Chief Tire makes auto care more affordable with 6-month financing through the CFNA credit card. Frank Frangie here. Plus, get $50 off your first purchase when you sign up. Whether you need new tires, brake service, or general repairs, their expert technicians have you covered. With no interest for 6 months, now's the perfect time to take care of your vehicle. Visit WeKeepJacksRolling.com or call 904-932-0950 to apply today. Big Chief Tire keeps Jacks rolling.
Brian and Angela Wall here with Window World. Hurricanes happen in Florida. That's not news. But what happens even more often than hurricanes are home break-ins. And if security is important to you, you might want to look into hurricane-rated impact windows.
What you may not know is that hurricane-rated impact windows not only help protect your home in case of a hurricane, but they also offer another level of security for your home.
Have you seen those videos on YouTube that show people trying to break through an impact window? A thief is way too lazy to spend his energy trying to break through one of our impact windows. That's why he doesn't have a real job like you. He'd rather break your non-impact window while you're at work. Window World has high-quality, very affordable hurricane-rated impact windows to help protect your home from hurricanes and from lazy thieves.
Call us today at 904-443-7001. Get a free estimate and see for yourself. You save energy, get more security, and the windows add value to your home. With all Window World windows, you get the best guarantee in the window replacement business.
Window World,
simply the best for less.
And thank you for your business.
I love my propane company. They always answer when I call and give me great prices and fast service. Said no one ever.
Until now. Need propane for your home or business? Seabreeze Propane is bringing the propane as North Florida's new local propane provider. Visit SeabreezeLP.com.
Seabreeze Propane. We make propane cool, brother. Oh, yeah.
Here's your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update, sponsored by Gate Petroleum Company. Jag head coach Liam Cohen calls tonight's showdown with the Chiefs a measuring stick for his squad.
You know, we have a great opponent coming in, but this is truly about us. Let's go take the next step as a team and see what happens.
And in Gainesville, a quirky rule nearly cost Florida, but Billy Napier's clutch timeout helped seal the upset win over Texas. At your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update, I'm Sam Nelson.
77 degrees at 8:13. Time and 10 brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
All right, welcome back. Monday Night Football in town tonight. Jaguars in Kansas City. I don't know when the last big regular season game we had, I guess, for the AFC South title in 23 and 22. So those were bigger, but I think it's still a big game.
When you look back on what you think or thought was a big game, I think it can be influenced by whether or not you win or lose. Like that year that we played Kansas City, San Francisco back-to-back, you know, coming off the success the year before, the chance to keep it going and to just underperform in those games. But, yeah, I mean, Monday Night Football just hits different. Now, I was thinking about this driving in. As a young sports fan, Monday Night Football was just like one of the most unique things in sports to me. And I don't know if that was the childlike wonder, but from the theme song to the halftime highlights to the world was way different when Monday Night Football started. It was started to really feature the NFL in a way that it had not been featured. Primetime, sports was reserved for boxing or maybe the World Series by then. And Monday Night Football took the NFL to another level. And it's really thanks, I think, as much to the broadcasting team of the originals, right? Howard Cosell, Don Meredith, and Frank Gifford probably don't get enough credit for building the NFL.
And the brand.
Yeah.
That was unbelievable.
Yeah, through that Monday Night Football. And back in the day, gang, before ESPN and highlight shows, shoot, Dan, we remember watching football games not that long ago where if you watched a game, you didn't even see scores of other games.
Right.
I mean, now they scroll nonstop with stats and everything else. So you turn to Monday Night Football to see highlights from Sunday's games. I suppose they flew them in on an airplane from somewhere. But you didn't see much of the NFL unless it was a game that was on that weekend or the Howard Cosell's halftime highlights of Monday Night Football. Is there any Monday night games you remember more than others?
I remember the first Monday night game, bro.
That was Jets-Browns?
Yes. So,
what was that? When was that? Like 70?
70, 71.
That's Keith Jackson, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was Keith Jackson. So, I remember that. It used to be, it was a 9 o'clock start way back when, which was annoying. But, yeah, there have been the Dolphins... Bears Monday Night Football
that's a great
game.
One. 85.
Yeah, is one that definitely stands out.
The Bears were undefeated. The Dolphins obviously are always in protect mode.
I guess
that was late
being
in
South Florida.
13,
I also remember. I'm pretty sure Love You Blue and Earl Campbell was a Monday Night Football game against the Dolphins when he went 80 and down the sideline, and they beat them and they stole the fight song of the Dolphins and that kind of thing. So
Houston, isn't that the same one where they? Hey, look, Don, they're saying you're number one.
Yes.
Or was that a different game?
That might have been. I don't know.
That may have been a different.
I think it was a different game because it wasn't as big of a crowd. The Jags are 8-9 all time on Monday Night Football.
That's not bad.
It's not bad at all. Their first Monday night game, I'll always remember, against the Pittsburgh Steelers.
That was the block kick, right?
That was the block kick, and Cowher going to punch Chris Hudson and that. And then they beat the Dolphins 28-21. We talked to Freddie T about that.
There.
Yep. And then, in fact, the Jags won their first 5 Monday night games.
Wow.
They were 5-0 on Monday Night Football. Thought we had something special going. Now we're 8-9. We've lost our last 3.
Well, the first 5 came in those late 90s when we were a dominant team.
I can promise you one thing tonight, Jacksonville. I will promise you this. We ain't getting beat 47-10 like the Bills did us last year.
Yeah, we're going to play.
Yeah, it'll be a good football game.
We're going to play. Last year, we also got split screen. We get the full coverage. You can thank the Chiefs for that.
We also lost that one to Cincinnati here that derailed our season.
Yeah.
That was a Monday night game in December. And then the San Diego Superchargers also beat us in 11. That was our last. We went from 11 to 23 without being on Monday Night Football. Think about that.
Well, coming out of 2017, we didn't get a Monday night game.
11 to 23.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
You think you get one after that AFC Championship game year?
Yeah. Now, we've also lost 8 in a row to Kansas City. So time to atone for that, huh?
I said, that's no bueno.
No bueno. But yeah, Monday Night Football. What were our other ones? We had a thrilling 9-0 win in 06 against the Steelers. You remember that one?
I do. I think that might have been Jonathan Quinn.
2001, we lost to Green Bay 28-21.
I'm not so sure.
I was at in 2000, in September of 2000, we went up to Indy and Peyton threw like 5 or 6
We were
touchdown
good that
passes.
year.
Yeah. 43-14, the Colts got us. Colts are doing that right now to everybody, by the way. Holy cow.
That guy went from going to lose his job to, Coach of the Year status at this point. There's still a lot of football to be played. I'd say overall the division is it's showing up tougher than
they all won yesterday.
It looked. We all won yesterday. They all won. And Indy's 4-1, and now it no longer looks flukish.
Yeah.
Now the win over Denver looks good. Now
I tell you, the head scratcher, my Super Bowl pick, the Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah, they're done.
Wow.
Yeah, done. The defense has gone
kapooey.
Adios.
Yeah. I mean, Houston just rolled them. The Houston's offense, which has been terrible.
That's right. We saw here. Yeah. They have not been good at all. It's amazing. This is why when you look at schedules, you can never trust what your instincts tell you. Good teams become awful quick and vice versa, depending on injuries and other stuff. You'd rather play the Ravens. You'd like to play the Ravens as much as you'd like to play the Colts. I mean, you got a game today. Do you rather play Baltimore or Indy? Needing a win. Probably Baltimore. It's amazing fall from grace. And by the way, the whole thing is turned on those 2 Derrick Henry fumbles. You could argue they'd be 4-1 or 3-2 if he doesn't.
Pretty incredible stuff. All right, we're just catching up. Let's do a catch-up break, and we'll keep it rolling. We've got a lot to do today. We've got fun with sportscasters still to come. Listen,
language can be a tough thing.
As a guy who's butchered many a name, I empathize.
I'll do it later this morning, so I'm not going to be. By the way, the one Monday night game that I think the one that I remember the most was the Heisman game.
Ooh.
When he broke the leg.
It's always funny,
stands
like
out.
you say a game and then I think, oh yeah, that was Monday night. But I don't remember them specifically
I
as
do.
Monday nights.
Now, I remember a lot of Monday Night Football games when I was in college. I bet I watched more Monday Night Football. It was a thing.
You were gambling heavy back
Well,
then.
maybe.
Yeah.
But it was, you'd get
Tuition's
together.
on the line, kids.
Oh, no. Yeah.
We're either going to
Not a
have
good
some
thing.
fun or I'll be packing up and leaving.
All right, it's a next-gen roofing Monday. We're going to raise the roof for Monday Night Football, and there are any roof issues. Yeah, they can raise it if you need them to, because they can do any and everything. It's a perfect partner to team with. It's next-gen roofing.
The Drill at the DivorceMenOnly.com studios. He tackles talk radio like a middle linebacker in the gap.
I tell it like I see it, and I see it like a middle linebacker.
Tommy Mack. Fridays on Jaguars Today. Unsealed by Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors on 1010XL.
Yo, you already know it's your main man ET, and no one does happy hour like Twin Peaks. Whatever your preference, we have everything from tequila cocktails and an extensive bourbon category to top shelf spirits and cocktails, served over ice balls, local craft beers, and handcrafted whiskey cocktails. Rounded out with adventurous drink menus, second to none. And don't forget about our 29-degree drafts. Check them out now on Atlantic and Kernan. Twin Peaks, eat, drink, scenic views. Come on, somebody.
Hey, gang, is your backyard ready for the big leagues? Serving Northeast Florida since 1977. Surfside Pools has the home field advantage. Family-owned and operated, offering weekly pool service. They take great care of the Hickens pool. Oh, thank you very much, Surfside Pools. Appreciate it. Looks Caribbean blue. Also, equipment repairs, yes. Commercial maintenance, yes. Remodels, absolutely. And, of course, new pool construction. Let Surfside Pools make your backyard dreams a reality. Do it. Don't wait. You'll be glad you did. I'm so happy. Are you ready to float happy? Visit surfsidepools.net or call 246-2666. There's Surfside Pools and Spas, and they're your hometown MVP.
Hey, Duval, here's your chance to be face-to-face with the Jags as they take the field on game day. Jump in the shadows and experience the Jaguars like never before. Enter today at everbank.com/shadows for your chance to be part of the action. No purchase necessary to enter or win. Open to legal residents in the 50 United States and D.C., 18 and older. Entry periods for the sweepstakes are from 8/4/25 to 12/21/25. For official rules and complete details, visit everbank.com/shadows. Sponsor and administrator, Everbank, N.A. member FDIC.
Go! The Friday Night Lights stay bright well after the game. Catch the winning coaches with Hacker and Dylan Denmark.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists Friday Night Lights.
Presented by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic and Air Conditioning.
Homeowners, storms don't wait, so why should you? Protect your home and your wallet with Universal Roof and Contracting. Save up to 20% on roof replacements and repairs now through October 31st. Financing is available with payments as low as $115. Call 855-ROOF-HELP for your free inspection. Universal Roof and Contracting. Protecting your home, building your trust. License number CCC 057165, CBC 1258484.
UniversalRoof.com. This is Josh Woolsey with Woolsey Morecambe. When deciding what lawyer to trust with your car accident or injury case, the most reliable way is reviews and results. You want to be treated well, and you want a great result. Woolsey Morecambe's reviews speak for themselves, and I challenge any firm to compare results. We offer the resources of a large law firm and the customer service of a boutique practice. If you want to be treated right and want great results, call Woolsey Morecambe at 1-800-WOOLSEY and take the fear out of the fight. Offices, Jacksonville.
Welcome to the bundle event. Entering now our undisputed tag team champions, the mid-size SUV and the mid-century modern. Together with a State Farm agent, this auto and home duo are a powerful force of savings, service, and customizable coverage. Now, let's get ready to bundle.
Call State Farm agent Kathy Scott in Jacksonville at 904-730-3665.
Availability and amount of discounts and savings vary by state.
Frank Frangie here. Nimnik Buick GMC is proud to be the #1 Buick GMC dealer in Jacksonville. Earned by treating customers with courtesy, respect, and fairness. All part of Nimnik's Treating You Right guarantee. The most Buicks, GMCs, and Jacksonville's only Car Bravo dealer. Nobody but Nimnik. For 3 generations, Nimnik has been the place customers keep coming back to. They treat you right, and they give a bunch back to the community. Visit NimnikBuickGMC.com today to learn more or visit their showroom off Phillips Highway. GMC, we are professional grade.
A lot of companies will tell you they're the best. At Custom Tree Surgeons, they show you every time. Custom Tree Surgeons has built an all-pro team. Every tree service professional has years of experience, continually trained and certified. They know what, when, and how to handle any job. It gets done efficiently and quickly by a team of experts. So for tree trimming, removal, stump grinding, and emergency services, forget any name other than Custom Tree Surgeons. There is no job they can't do better. Go to website CustomTreeSurgeons.com. That's CustomTreeSurgeons.com, and let them show you how the job is supposed to get done.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. This is your Duval Minute, brought to you by Lift Power, your turnkey solution for all warehouse needs.
All right, so the Jags haven't had the most success of Kansas City, but then heck, nobody has, right? And this isn't the same Chiefs team. They're 2-2. They haven't looked great yet. They had a nice win last week, but it was against a team that is spiraling out of control. So it's all right there. It's a great time to get them. Xavier Worthy is questionable, right? Rashee Rice won't be playing. But the Chiefs have won 8 straight, including the playoff win out in Kansas City, 27-20, 17-9 they've won. They've won many different ways. So we'll see how it goes tonight.